manufacturers of herbal products work together with us, the industry and the research institution. We can solve the problems you have in your industries.
Please find a new antimicrobial product that will break the cycle of antibiotic resistance.
And if Ghana being at the center of the intercontinental free trade, position it well, we are to benefit a lot from herbal medicine.
Professor Isaac Kingsley Amponsa, Professor Ayensu, Dr. George Henry Sam, Mrs. Felicia Ajiman. When Mr. Samuel Amati comes, he also joined the high table. Okay, I think it's 9. I am hoping to finish everything within time. I think this is a challenging task, but I hope we will be able to do everything within the 60 minutes frame so that our lecturers and service providers who will be leaving will also go on time. So if Elder Dr. Hefodamon is here, he can lead us in prayer. Okay. Please, shall we humbly rise?
Good mornings. Bible say I didn't know yemfa nyamedin enhyase nyame bama ense bibia ebewie wonkunimdiem nti time no nse do kan no nti we fa yemre nse be ya yense emre wa hanom nti within 2 minutes no the bompa na ya jai dwumade ahye yankopon sa nti be say ubompa na odo yankopon asese ene program yi otimanya akonyampo na obabi nti yemompa na mfa aseda ma yankopon ewa akonya kese a odama yen awa wan dia bedu asum dia oboni biara nkan yen dia da wase ene amapai kase en munyam counting ayi counting awa yen odia akodia ba ebe hia mo masum dia na se boni biara ankan biara kase en munyam counting ayi counting be fa dwumade yi no mu dia be muso ni esen biara no twem o Jesus Christ dem adumra akuma atwa hia ina shonsa fayin na kuma ni ntia hia nso awrade so se baka ya ho sade nyina wiemu dia kase ase down nkan din yeda wasi yi wa ye onyamyoba tampa yeda wa oyo nyamyoba tampa yeda wa eba cho yen transi yeda wa si yi wa ye oyo nyamyoba tampa yeda wa adom nyina nyankopon ene anopai nso yekase enunyam enka udin ye dawase ewa adekase a waje aboye nyina ahoban wa mabone bi anto bibiara nyina be hia asumduema yekase enunyam ka udin ye jai dwumade yi a enti ye hia shonsa se ewade bedehin befa akra nyina no mum wona wo be churchre nyina a ye jaw bibiara shonsa ba bibiara free baaye se wo konso asan di won kan fo nkodo asumduem bompa so se ma hon kronkron fa dwumade no mum na sade nyina wiemu dia e beka se ewrade ona waye e dia sada mawo o Jesus Christ dem amen.
Amen. Yeah, we thank God. Yede nyankopon ase pa se waye no brief ede amayen. I would like to officially welcome everyone to the program launch, and it's a very good and a wonderful day for Ebenage Herbal Production and Consult, especially when it's our 10th year in existence. So this is a special day. We want to celebrate the 10 years in a grand style, not just entertaining ourselves, but building our capacity and ensuring the skill gap is closed so that we can promote quality and efficient herbal medicines. Without much ado, I want to call on Dr. Kofi Donko to give us some brief comment as to what the service providers are expecting from the trainees or all participants. So let's welcome Dr. Kofi Donko.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ajimai, and good morning to you all. And thank you all for coming. So the Center for Plant Medicine Research, we are the service providers. And for the next 4 months, we look forward to engaging you in very interesting discussion relating to good manufacturing practice when it comes to herbal medicine. 2 days ago, I was having a conversation with a group of people, actually old students of Prempeh College. Since we are in Kumasi, it's good for me to say it. And one of the things they were asking me, what are the potentials of the herbal medicine industry in Ghana? These are Prempeh College old students in Canada, UK, US, and all that. And I told them that last year, 2023, the herbal medicine industry was estimated at a cost of $325 billion. In February, myself and my executive director were in India, and a rep from the US FDA was giving us a talk, and he told us that from January to November 2023, India exported $22 billion worth of herbal supplement, only supplement to the US alone. And we had a good interaction. We had a good conversation with manufacturers of herbal medicine in India. The difference between them and us is not in the efficacy of the product. It's basically in packaging and marketing. And so, apart from learning how to produce herbal medicines in the right way, one of the other things that we'll focus on in this training is how to package our products well, how to brand our products properly, and how to market our products to the entire world. It is only when we are able to do this and do it well that we can catch up with them. That is when we'll be able to get some chunk of this $325 billion worth industry. So I urge you participants to open your minds, be ready to learn, because we are prepared to share with you a lot of insight. And I believe that after this 4 months, you will learn so much that you will go back and improve Ebenage, and wherever you find yourself also, you'll be able to improve your business. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the brief and touching words. I heard some dollars, $3 billion, 300, 325. That's huge. If I could get a fraction of it, it wouldn't be bad. Yeah. So at this very moment, I'd want to do some favor to our dear colleagues from KNUST. I think they are stuck in traffic. Take some speech, about 20-minute speech from the head of department, KNUST. Just doing that to favor the student a bit so that they will hear from Professor Alex Asase, whom probably some of them haven't met or heard from before. So for the HOD, probably they've heard or learned a thing or two from. So we, from Ebenage Herbal Production and Consult, it's privilege to hear from Professor Isaac Kingsley Amponsa. Please let's welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ajuman. Good morning. My colleagues on the high table, the media, and all who are gathered here. I'm so excited this morning to be here to grace this occasion, the launch of this training program with funding from the Skills Development Fund and then for Ebenage Herbal Production and Consult. I am excited because Ebenage is our son, a product of our great institution. And seeing the success that is progressing, it means that somebody elsewhere has done a great job. And we want to congratulate him for making good all that, the training that we gave him. This morning, I've been asked to share some few thoughts on a topic, building a career in herbal medicine, bridging the gap between industry and academia. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about herbal medicines, I think we're all aware that when you use plant parts to formulate a medication, whether as one ingredient or multiple plant ingredient, and use it for treatment of diseases, it is herbal medicine. And using herbal medicines to treat diseases is as old as our existence. And the day that the earth was created, these herbs were given to us for our healing. And all these are evident, are well recorded, and the evidence is there for us to inspect. Now, one of the things that we know is that since that time, we have seen so much progress made in the development of herbal medicine, to the extent that we have had a number of medications which we call conventional medicines that have come from herbal medicine. But the question is that, how were people even able to develop these medications from herbal medicines? There was a collaboration between research institutions, universities, and the people who hold the knowledge, that is the traditional medical knowledge holders. If they had not collaborated, a number of medications we use today, we wouldn't have gotten them. And that is why I find this topic giving me so relevant, that we have to work together, both the knowledge holders, manufacturers, and researchers. We work together to develop our herbal medicines. The father of medicine himself, who is Hippocrates, was a great herbalist. And one famous quote he made was that nature is the best physician. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? It tells us that the best way to live healthy lives is to always use natural products or natural things, because the body is able to recognize these things easily and adapt to its mechanisms because it sees it as one of its own. Our brother Kofi Donko said it all. Globally, Everybody is using herbal medicine. The WHO current figure says that about 80%. And in Ghana, the latest one is that we have about 70% of our population using herbal medicine. And herbal medicine is contributing to the economy of this nation, employing several individuals. Now the question is that if we take our minds back to about 40 years ago, 30 years ago, was the practice of herbal medicine like this? No. The answer is no. Herbal medicine was not at this level. It was in obscurity. People were just doing things in the communities. If I say doing things, like you go to a practitioner and then they will give you something to drink for about a week or two. But today, what do we see? What has changed? What has happened to the herbal industry? The good news is that it is because researchers and the universities, they came in. And that is why this topic is so relevant, that traditional medical knowledge holders, if we work together with the universities, if we work together with the research institutions, that can stand the test of time. And especially in the face of emerging diseases. Today, several diseases are here the world does not have an answer to. The vaccines, they said, were okay now. They say that all of us who have received the vaccine, we are no longer human beings. And so I always say that if there is any lesson we have learned from COVID, then it is that we should learn to develop our own medications. And with that, the traditional medical knowledge holders alone cannot do it unless we work together as research institutions and as a university. The change we have seen in the Ghana herbal industry, where Ghana, for example, our industry is one of the best in Africa, and currently we are leading in the integration of herbal medicine to mainstream conventional medical care. We have to pay tribute to academia and the research institutions. And with that, I am happy that the Center for Plant Medicine Research, led by our own CEO, Professor Asase, is represented here. We want to say a big thank you because they started it all. Mampong was established before the herbal medicine department at Kenya University came into being. And they helped give our students the kind of experiential training they needed to practice. And we want to say a big thank you to Mampong. So in trying to explain how our industry has come to this stage, the first homage is to Mampong. The second one is to the founding fathers of the herbal medicine department at Kenya University. 23 years ago, they had a dream. And the dream was that let us bring herbal medicine into the university. And this was unheard of in Africa. I mean, herbal medicine, school, but they had a vision. And with your kind permission, let me tell you their objectives. When they said, let us start a herbal medicine department in the university. Number one, they said that they want to bring science and technology to bear on the practice of herbalism or traditional medicine in Ghana. Today, Ebenage and others are using cutting-edge scientific resources. And today, if they are heard all over the place, it's because there was a training that gave them this scientific understanding of herbs we have used for several years. And now they are implementing this and going very far. So it means that objective they had, to some extent, has been fulfilled. In the industry we are seeing today, that is booming and giving our youth employment. Number two, modernize the practice of herbal medicine. Today, herbal medicine, if you look at the packaging and everything, it tells us that it has been modernized. Gone were the days that they will just give you something, put some things in gallons and other things. But today, all these things have changed. Number three, They said that they want to promote the recognition of herbal medicine and enhance its image. I'm sure that we are all witnesses to this. Number 4, promote research and deliver safe and affordable herbal medicine. Today we are able to investigate these herbal products and then know which ones are safe for use. The FDA will send the product for analysis, and then we will send reports to the FDA to let them know whether the product is toxic or not. And all of this is as a result of the rich training from these research institutions and the universities. So I find this topic one that is so relevant, that if we work together, we can go places. They want to promote research and development in herbal medicine. And for herbal medicine to develop, to promote research and development, I'm sure that is why this program is coming on. The rich training from Mampong, as a research institute, is going to impact upon herbal medicine production, especially by Ebenage Herbal Production and Consort. And we know that after the training, their product will go beyond the borders of this country, because it is going to be produced in a manner that can cut across space and time and reach anywhere on this continent and beyond. And so that is why we are so proud of the CEO for having chalked this great success. Ladies and gentlemen, collaboration between the universities and the herbal manufacturing industries shall bring us to where we want to be. And let me give you 2 practical examples as I bring my message to a close. One practical example is that I think about 2 years ago, a herbal practitioner came to us. And if I say us, the department, and met with me and Dr. Sam, who is here. I'm sure you remember this. A herbal practitioner came to us and said that, I have a challenge in my industry. My clients who take my herbal products are saying that my products is not the way it used to be. Translating directly from what he said in P, he said that I have changed my handwriting. What's the sound? Because your product wasn't like this. Your product was a bit bitter. And when you take it, you don't have diarrhea or it doesn't have a laxative effect. But they are complaining that now when they take this man's product, it is not as bitter as it used to be. And when they take it, they get diarrhea. Come and help us identify the problem. We looked at it, and then we realized that a main ingredient he was using, I think he said locally they call it kankano. They were not getting it. A yellow root in a yellow. And they are giving him some, which is also the same thing, yellow, sir. The root is yellow. Apparently, that was a conchroma, Morinda lucida. But because they are the same color, the same way. And Morinda has a lot of anthraquinones. And anthraquinones cause laxative effect. And so we were able to let him know the difference between the two. And when we got the authentic plant material for him, he solved his problem. What am I saying? If manufacturers of herbal products will work together with us, the industry and the research institutions, we can solve the problems you have in your industries. There are a lot of things that we can do to support the industries to grow. Let me give you a second example. A practitioner who had a second degree in biochemistry, I will mention them, said he wants to do masters in pharmacognosy to understand the herbs he has been using. He wants to understand how they work. He came to school. After about 2 weeks of lectures, he says that he told us that if we don't even give him the certificate, it's fine. Because whilst this lecturer was teaching, he mentioned a certain plant that is able to do A, B, and C. The next moment we realized this guy had formulated a product based on the plants this lecturer mentioned. and gave it to some people. It is working, so he wants to register it. So he said jokingly that if he doesn't get any certificate from the course he is doing, it is fine because he's gotten what he wanted. What point do I want to make? I want to say that when you go to these research institutions and the universities, all the research we do, especially when we come to the Faculty of Pharmacy, K University, is on herbal medicines. All the research is on herbal medicine. The reports are on the shelves. But we need that collaboration between you and I to move it from the shelves to the market. The research institutions have so much knowledge about plants that can solve our problems. But there is this gap between us and them. And one main thing that is standing between us, which I will talk about and just end.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ajimai. Good afternoon once again. Inti yaba share training ase. Inti from CCRD, all seriousness.
Is that of trust? Is that of trust? It appears they don't trust us, and we also don't trust them. But those of us who are able to confide in us, we are able to work together and we are able to support them. We have helped a number of practitioners develop new herbal products. We've done the research. You may not be able to invest in machines to do this research. We supervise project students every year. We can help you in your research and development. And these are the benefits we can get when academia works together with industry. And so on this note, I call on academia and industry to collaborate. Let us not, think that we cannot work together. We just have to understand each other. Let's sit down, dialogue, and see what we can do. If you have problems in your industry, we can use research to address them. And so on this note, I want to thank Ebenage Herbal Production and Consorts for inviting us. And we look forward to being part of this training so that at the end of the day, the herbal industry will move to the level that it desires to be. Thank you very much.
And meso menya training no 14 years ago, and Ebenage Herbal so yeah, 10 years ago. So that's the kind of genealogy. Let's also welcome Mr. Samuel Amati, the representative from Ghana Skills Development Fund. Please assume your seat. Yeah. I want him to relax a bit. Now, media form kakra. It seems we are being too serious. Yeah, form kakra. Now, me, I'm still interested in the $325 billion. At least, me share kakra minya wumuno. And also be buama mi butuma ye kakra. Now, we see Hepa Plus herbal mixture on the screen. Most of you, even my staff, are not aware of how the product actually came to be. In fact, it is the oldest product in Ebenage Herbal Production and Consult. And it will interest you to know, I'm just speaking from Professor Amponsan's speech, that academia, research, and the industry need to meet. Anatomy is because anastomosis. As I see a share, na ye kwenim. Hepa Plus herbal mixture. In fact, Dr. George Henry Sam is not aware that he plays like 50% role in the ingredient of Hepa Plus mixture. His ideas, his suggestions, and his guidance recommended some ingredient plant medicines, and about 50% of the component of Hepa Plus is from Dr. George Henry Sam. Unfortunately, the other 50 is from my father, my friend, my mentor, who is late, Professor Kofi Annan. he would tell you that, why are you trying to bring about a product for the liver and you are omitting this particular plant? I don't understand. So a particular plant which I will omit.
If manufacturers of herbal products work together with us, the industry and the research institution,
The program at KNUST, of course, had the blessings of the government.
But how it is presented, and we will still continue to progress. Now, how do you progress without adequate training? In fact, you can know everything as a leader, CEO, or a founder. Say, ekobase o staff no nti concept na sia. It will look like obi a original class 6. Na fractions akro nti ase. Na wo chen how to differentiate or integrate. Ebe anything like on te wase. That is why ye pese obia from the CEO, myself as the founder, down to obia ohune so or ye unimportant in Ebenage Herbal Production, no, will be part of this training. Not just be part, but actively take part of such training. We say, excuse me, say we clean and pa. You wouldn't go and mob a sensitive part of an equipment in the name so why does the intimidate so no, because you truly understand you truly understand what you are doing. So I think the spirit that came upon Elijah, to me edi horses creating kind. I think say be edi your man so any kind or much me bedru. Because when I spoke to them in some few minutes, they were at Santasi. So since they are here, I will humbly call upon Professor Alex Asasi to also give us his speech. Welcome, KNUST.
Good morning to you all. Anytime I have the opportunity to stand like this, I'm tempted to say praise the Lord first. And more so when I'm in the Church of Pentecost facility. All the same, it's a great day and it's great to see you all. See you, colleagues, and it's great to see all of you. After several years, the first time I met with Prof. Amponsa, he could recognize me. I did not. Because I had come to KNUST for a program, and that was several years with my supervisor in the UK. And it was the same supervisor I was working with when I met the late Kofi Annan and the current Vice Chancellor of KNUST in the UK when they also came to do their PhD. What I'm arriving at is it's a small community, and we all share a common vision, a common goal, which is to make herbal medicine great and strong for a great country, Ghana. I feel uncomfortable because I see students standing. Maybe they can do the registration later, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah. Not that I'm going to say anything exceptional that they don't know, but just for them to be more comfortable. It's also so great because they are the future leaders of the things that we are doing today. And so it's important that we give them the seats and the respect. And it's also important that they know that there is nothing like Ghana protocols that have been established. It's my singular honor and privilege to address you today as the Executive Director of the Center for Plant Medicine Research. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Ebenage Herbal Production and Consort Limited. Actually say congratulations to them, also to GSDF, also congratulations for the wonderful work that you are doing. The center has benefited or it's benefiting from one of your sponsorship as well as this one, and we are so grateful for that. And for Ebenage, it's a great thing that you have been able to win this grant for this training to be taken on. I would like to say a few words about plant medicine or herbal medicine, just to add a bit to what my colleague Prof. Amponsa has said. And from his narration, you know that herbal medicine is part of our culture. It's not an inherited thing. It's part of our culture. That's what our forefathers used to do, and that's what we even do. I wonder how many of us, even those who were born after computers, not before computers, after computers, who have not benefited from using one or the other herbal medicine. So it's part of our culture. And so herbal medicine has a very rich history, and it plays a pivotal role in primary health care for this country, as well as for many countries, developing countries in the world. And because it's so important, the demand for herbal medicine of late has increased. It has increased. And this brings out its importance. And again, Prof. Amponsa has touched on the importance of herbal medicine to some extent that we know already. The employment is providing, it's reducing the national health burden when it comes to expenses related to health. If I should also quote something, WHO projects that the global herbal market by the year 2050 will be about 5 trillion USD. That's huge amount of money, okay? And if Ghana, being at the center of the intercontinental free trade, position it well, we are to benefit a lot from herbal medicine. And so people call it the green gold. It's a green gold. And so the importance of herbal medicine can never be underestimated. As I also indicated, the demand is increasing. And the fact that demand is increasing also brings out its own challenges. And the challenges, if you put it together, it's in terms of quality. Quality. Quality is important, efficacy is important, because we don't want to just have herbal medicine as it used to be several centuries ago. We want to package it better. Dr. Kofi Donkom talked about this also. We want to package it better. We want to make sure that the standards are very high. So quality control, it's important. And if this is important, then it is linked to adequate training. In this era of singatons and cookathons and co, I would have said that with this I have finished with what I'm supposed to do. Because adequate training is crucial if we are to deliver good quality products and products that are efficacious. But just permit me to say a little bit more. Otherwise, I think that I won't follow the cookathon trend, but I'll rather follow what the founder said, that most of the previous speakers have saved time, so I should also save time. The government of Ghana, through the Ministry of Health over the years, has done a lot of good in terms of promoting herbal medicine. We can talk about the integration that has been mentioned of. We can talk about the publication of the recommended herbal medicine list. We can talk about the basic procedures for assessing safety and efficacy of herbal medicine. Ultimately, we can talk about the government establishing the Center for Plant Medicine Research. Even then, the government has also supported the establishment of programs, and the program at KNUST, of course, had the blessings of the government of Ghana. So government has done a lot, but there are still rooms for improvement. Having talked about the center remains as a fulcrum when it comes to research with plant medicine research in this country. We have a mandate to promote scientific research, knowledge, and also promote the development of plant medicine. So far, we have 35 herbal products. We run the foremost herbal medicine clinic in the country. We are actually involved in the entire value chain of herbal medicine production. So we have farms, we have departments that are involved in identifying the plants, growing the plants. We have departments that are involved in doing research to check on quality and efficacy. And then we have a production unit that actually produces these medicines. And we have done this over the years, and so we have the experience and what it takes to do it. We are also involved in testing products for the FDA. And this is what we contribute towards ensuring quality of herbal medicine in this country. And I will say that we are dedicated in sharing this experience and also this knowledge with all and sundry, and especially with Ebenage, which interestingly he's also our product, isn't it? He's also our product. And so we are very happy to share this knowledge. It is also important to indicate that the center is also involved in training of practitioners. So this activity that we will be doing for some time now with Ebenage, it's nothing new. Now, we all know that there are challenges with herbal medicine. And as I mentioned, with an increase in demand, so are the challenges. And one of the challenges will actually have to do with standards of herbal medicine, in this country. We are also confronted with challenges such as sustainable supply of raw materials. And Prof. Amponsa just talked about a substitute plant that was being used. Sometimes part of the reason is that the plant material that the herbalists or practitioners have been using are no longer available. So they substitute it with an inferior material. So we have that challenge. We have that challenge also because most practitioners are harvesting from the wild, and we are not doing cultivation of medicinal plants. And so most of these plants are becoming extinct in the world. We have challenges with application of new technologies. And today we can even talk about AI, isn't it? Which it's spreading like wildfire. Another challenge will have to do with how we market these products, how we market. It's in February that myself and Dr. Kofi Donko, we had a privilege to attend a conference in India. And this was a conference that was about herbal products. And when you see the packaging of their material, it's not about efficacy. I don't want to talk about the efficacy, but even how they have packaged their materials, it's far superior. The quality, it's high, it's appealing. You feel like taking the medication. You feel like taking the medication. How can we get there? It's also a challenge that we need to do, tackle. Of course, the standardization. So you pick, even within a batch, we see so much variation. We see so much variation. This is not good for our country and for the industry. And so we often have our conventional medical doctors saying that, oh, we don't want to use herbal medicine. But they have forgotten that most of the products they use are also derived from herbal medicine. What it takes is that we need to improve on the quality. And to prove on the quality, we need adequate training also to do that. Now, being the lead training provider for this project, the center, as I indicated, is dedicated to provide the participants, whom I think many of you are here, the adequate skills that are needed and knowledge so that we'll be able to transform what we are doing in our institution to be able to provide or produce high quality herbal products and efficacious products that will meet the needs of this country as well as the international market. I've had opportunity to talk to some people about herbal medicine, and what they tell me, oh, what we have is okay. Yeah, we don't want it. We don't want it. And my colleagues, students, as I indicated, you are the future leaders of this country and for the herbal medicine industry. We don't want to remain here. We want to go international. And so we want to improve on the quality of our products. And I'm happy that at the end of this training, we will be able to move at another level towards this agenda. My team, or our team of dedicated facilitators for this training, will be providing training in different areas that will help move towards this agenda. We'll look at sustainable medicinal plant agroforestry techniques and provide the know-how and the skills. We also look at advanced pharmaceutical techniques that are important in meeting also good manufacturing practices as required for product registration and so on and so forth. One crucial thing that my team will be touching on is also on standardization and quality control of herbal medicines. We will also be looking at how we don't just go and pick these materials from the world, but also to cultivate and harvest them following standard best practices. Of course, one crucial thing is about how to manage the resources. So a bit on human resource, a bit of basic accounting, a bit of internal controls. Internal controls are very important for us to assure good quality. And so that will also be an important component of this training. I do not want to bore you with a long speech, but I think I have touched on the areas that will be providing that adequate training to meet the quality demands and to meet the efficacy so that we do not restrict ourselves to Ghana, but we move at the international level. And so I would like to urge all stakeholders involved in this training, especially the participants, Ebenage. If you are from any institution, you are here, I want you to take this training very serious. I want you to pay attention, and I want you to ask the relevant questions. The facilitators are people who are practicing, and so they have the experience. They will be able to address the questions that you put from a practical point of view, because they all work at the Center for Plant Medicine Research, which I have indicated we are involved right from the production or cultivation of these plants to the point we have done adequate research and we are transforming this into products. And we have, if you like, call it a factory where these products are produced as herbal products. And then we have a clinic that we do clinical observational studies on these products. And so we have the kind of needed experience to provide to you participants. So please take advantage of this training exercise. I would like to conclude, but I would like to say one thing. And I'm quoting from B.B. King. It says, the beautiful thing about learning is that nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can take it away from you. My late dad used to tell me this, that if you know something, nobody can take it away from you. And I believe that is why nobody can use your certificate when you are gone. And so my advice is that all participants, I am urging you to take this training very serious. It's going to be a transformative exercise. It's going to be an exercise that will move Ebenage Consult's herbal production and consult to another level, and whoever is involved in this exercise. And let us one day be able to make reference to this training that I got ABCD from this training because I paid attention and it is worth it. In that way, we can go back to GSDF and the World Bank and say that the money you provided have been used very well, and these are the products. Center for Plant Medicine Research, as well as the Department of Herbal Medicine at KNUST, will be able to say that we were involved in this, and these people are testimonies of the good work that we have been involved in. God bless all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Prof. Meaning definitely a climax here. Prof. Beba. Ubi or Hebia and Yankupa Bema Emma Yasantna. I be crying ha. But I see a quiet fruit be a take for me interview. This year I'm so dog. Said ye no cassa, you'll be munya on Baba joining so there be Enson ye nemo. And yes, I know Matthew 25. I say Enson ye no. One found well who can you inti maybe next time I fukune kwa. A hono soon is a troll. Inti prof. With the Sroyaka Kramain.
Elder Brocco, are you here? What do they want me to do? I can. Do I need to say these are my colleagues already? I meet Prof. Amponsa, Prof. Ayensu. We are on the same board, okay, and we have the same agenda. Ebenage has the same agenda. What I can say is that God has planted something, and He's nurturing it. And what He has said will come into being. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mostly in mathematics, we agree on plus or minus 5, at least accuracy. Permit me to agree on plus or minus 10. Because you were special guest be from UK or Himakrum. Ena wababe srayen. Ti ya mana tuna mutu kakra. Perry Martin to 12 I can use. And also for him our crew naba. It's with the Prof. Yes, sir. Professor Joshua Boating, please 2 minutes. Just say some few words. Then the CEO will give the vote of thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm very proud of all of you, because I think Professor Mponsa and then Professor Asase have said this is what our ancestors left for us. We are going to tell our own stories. You see, I'm a product of KNUST, by the way. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. He's my very good friend, Professor Yon, so I always stay in his house. I never stay in a hotel when I come, because he did his PhD in my university as well. Professor Bedema, who is the former head of department for herbal medicine, was my classmate as well. In fact, Professor Sassi, one of your products, which is Euro 500, is a blessing to my family because one of my siblings has to use it very regularly. So I absolutely believe in herbal products, and I think we have to tell our stories. We're not more going to wait for other people to come and tell us what and how to do things. We are going to tell our own story. So I encourage you to do that. And I'm going to throw one challenge to you because recently I do pharmaceutics and drug delivery. But recently I've started doing lots of herbal medicinal plants, which I'm testing. So my main area is in wound healing. And you know, one of the problems we have is microbial resistance, and there are no new antibiotics coming onto the market. So unfortunately, we have to follow that drug discovery cycle. We have to go back to the plants because the problem is most drugs were discovered from plants. Then we, the scientists, thought we are too clever. So we only synthesize, stop cultivating, like you were saying. Then we hit a roadblock. Then we come back to nature, to the plants. This time, let's keep that cycle and that loop of plants. So I'm throwing a challenge to all of you, is that please find a new antimicrobial product that will break the cycle of microbial antibiotic resistance. Because the statistics, I'll say this to finish, the statistics is that in my research area, people who get diabetic foot ulcer, number one, and then if they get an amputation, the statistics, at least from the UK, is within 5 years, 70% will be dead. That is worse than cancer. The worst cancer, one of them is colon cancer, is 49%. A diabetic foot ulcer that gets infected, that gets amputated, 70% 5-year survival rate. This is serious. So my challenge to all of you is work hard and come out with something that would address this global problem. If you do, I can promise you, you will likely win a Nobel Prize. Okay? So that is my challenge for you. I am supportive, I am learning, and I'm going to be involved, believe you me. So because I come every year, and everything you do, I promise to attend and to learn as well and contribute as best as I can. So congratulations again, well done, and all the best. Keep it up.
Thank you so much. So, Bruni Krum, the Kasani Class sound. Sometimes I am not trying to do so you're right too. Before the CEO comes, I'd like to mention some few individuals who have graced the occasion. Yeah. A medical doctor in Techiman, right? Yeah. And Elder Dr. Silas Asedu at, yeah, he's also here. The media have done well. In fact, media, the Oman Kasi Ghana time. We have City News here, Joy News, or multimedia. We also have Royal TV here. We have Utek FM, Fox FM, Media General, TV3, they are also here, and a host of others. Daily Guide is also here. Daily Guide, for some years now, has been our official newspaper. Most of our stories, they have been so kind that it appears on the front page. As a special, a story be a way Quebec front page, so see you. Please come and wrap up. It's 10:05. So we are still within the +10 range.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed partners, training service providers, and my fellow colleagues, I stand here today as a proud CEO of Ebenage Herbal Production and Consult to express my heartfelt gratitude to those who have made the launch of this training project dubbed Optimizing the Efficiency and Quality in Herbal Medicine Production through Innovative Consultation Strategies possible. This moment indeed marks significant milestone in our 10 years journey as we embark on a transformation, innovative, aimed at elevating the standards and efficiency of herbal medicine production in Ghana. First and foremost, I thank the Almighty God for His grace and mercies has taken us through. I would like to extend my gratitude to the Ghana Skill Development Fund, Commission for Technical and Vocational Education Training, and other esteemed key partners for their support has been indeed honored to us. I'm grateful to our service providers, the Center for Plant Medicine Research based in Mampong, Equiapim. Your expertise and commitment in advancing the field of plant medicine are crucial to the success of this training program. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed partners, training service providers, and fellow colleagues. In a nutshell, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to everyone who has played a role in making this event possible. Your dedication and support inspired us to strive every day for excellence. Together, we can achieve our vision of producing highest quality medicinal products that meet the needs of our communities and beyond. Thank you all for being here today and for your ongoing support as we embark on this journey of learning and development. Thank you.
Thank you. 10-8 with the yaya de. Yes. Agama lizard or ya no be a monabaso abon baso. So we will call on Dr. Hayford Amo to give us. Oh, hold on. Please, so 10-8, Dr. Hayford Amo, please come and give us the closing prayer. If we are on Koma Kebia and you beat me, on second West, Mamma Sio Koma Kosunde Papa.
I feel never has a tea. Markmantorium, a young for you at least 12 days. No, you're free. And I'm not going to drink. And I feel never has a. Your house and the Yakupo dinner has a tea. Be ready. I will say it didn't dean so. Now, Oboy home by now, the uncle. Now, a bear some no sign at the Abu Hassim dream. But you're in a Mosakra. The embranity majinam na mabompire na yako adumra eda wase ene anapa biom ye hyase no edudi na hyase wa yan ama dwumadie aba aweye asumbiam ye mpa bo no se awade nye ntie ye hya hai ye bompa se awade efri ene erekoi ekosi dwumadie awiye ye mpa bo no se awade ma wadom enye kese awade ma emfa nsakyeroye ene nsesaye emra oman mu empo ewiase nyinara yempa bo ne se obi biara obetu namon asi dwumadi ase no ewade ma ne mfa sua hunu foforo emfiri ha enko yebo mpae o Jesus Christ dim se yefiri ha di akwansu so de anim kan ye na ye namfom ene yetehyen mu fo bibia kodu asumdwem sade nyina wi mu de awade ebekoso ade anunyam ene ayeye ene aseda ma odin yede wase so odin kunima ma yen amen
Ebi wo ho Dwaben said yen doctor ewa hai obenya quality service na oba ahwewa ohunto wasua herbal medicine oko south ebi wo ho agogo menhia tafo eti etwa ye ho ahia yesre oboase nyina no ebi ewo ho oboase so ya asante region be kwae so ebi wo ho nti asante region kwae more than yes eti media ya na maboyo sa kwan so mpanyimfo ye do bi ase say mama program na successful say dey me kan ye no nyame ya dom a ye climax bibia or even during the training 4-month period no say kwan be mu a momfo mani mesrae na bibia enye kama nti ye do bi ase wa won register ye no ye sro register na bibia enye kama right from here ye take ye lunch ewo ehonum penfo ne de esra mu betwen na ye de amamu ananse ye betumi stay wa ha na movement na anye gidigidi right after the 1 hour break no training will start. Yeni abro. Yen koni ababe kan debi. Training na shasiye ne. Any year we will have 1 hour break. Then right from there no. Yashi training na nkasase. Practical training. Iti 1 year into me join no. Ebe to me akọ. Na 1 year ebe to me no. But nyame admo ochina so ye wa ha and we sure say binya full class. Ken West for na na Saturday nyame adom a wa ha. Nyame adom so a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Next week they are fully booked. You're fully booked from Monday to Saturday. Iti any abre ye PBBI mpaibono by fire be adwuma. Amen. Because I say I am not attempted to say amen. It means can amen. Iti officially we are done with the launching. Nyame nhyira obia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ajimai. Good afternoon once again. Inti yaba share training ase. Inti from CCRD, all seriousness. What I want to do briefly before Nia Obedi and in then Abane 7%, me introduce here to this week and next week what we'll be doing and who will be taking us through these things. It is Mr. Ajima Kano. You have the Yamano presentation. It's a presentation bia na training bia yede bemano or the beto mo platform so. In there you started with internal control. Na you obeteki your head of internal audit or Center for Plant Medicine Research. You have the whole head of internal control at Mampo. Inti ye fa se senior organization bia se uye unyamafa to make sure say wo processes enu niema obeye nyina ebeda na kwa mu papa pepepe a nia oyo organ o Mampo no no ana oba be take you through that. Otna yebeye bookkeeping, yebeye small accounting. Saturday edibeto aso kakra bookkeeping, accounting ehun here because inyina your company ni mo ehun ebeye very important say yebehu the way sika na ye generate no se na ye use no opesika se na kwan se ofa so ye ma o sika wie se fa koye bibia the way say wo use sika no na babuhu akonta good. Saturday yebeto anu so kakra na Saturday ye with human resource. Human resource ni pese ye hu organization se na obedi hu ni ewo adwuma ye fa wo adwuma mu a we cleaner adwuma asese wo ye accountant senior asese wo ye adwuma wo duties ni keka ho. Then next week the whole week the whole week you best start from procurement. Yakota senior asese ye di anu na into me eto ye wi na public relations senior ye ni outside world SAD nkita ho we adwuma ho Ebenage senior asese udi hu ni ekire abontifo then ye wi no na edi marketing atwaso on Wednesday. Marketing any branding senior ebe produce a packaging fair. Then Thursday na science na anka so from next week Thursday going na good manufacturing process na anka starting. Na best started with raw material processing, agroforestry, say na ebe grow plants that you use for cultivation. how to harvest them sustainably and all that. Then on Saturday, we'll end that, and to still be on plant growing and cultivation and all that. This will be the first session of your training. If we up to next week Saturday, I will break it kakra. Now you're back for small revision in the middle of June. If we revision, I bet exam kakra. Exam rare multiple choice, any true or false. See, I didn't hear no exams count. It's a 7 because one pass here, you graduation certificate, you know, say all the 4 months now about has said, oh dear, only be out the bachelor say, my bad training ni binti say, you're funny serious, so that exam draw, you be pass it. Now you to me and your certificate. Into your first part of your training for this week and in next week. Let's say, you know, you be taking it serious, you be participating. Muma feel free, bibichi wa adrian bisa. We are practical training. Into the we are jumano practical. Into let's ask all the questions that we want and all that. So we'll start off and I'll call Miss Dana Autry. It is in our Canada Dano. Madame Autry is head of internal audit at the Center for Plant Medicine Research. In terms of grade, she's a senior internal auditor. She's a member of the Institute of Internal Audit, Ghana and Global. She's a post-chartered diplomat in forensic audit. Auditing in the Odimu Akutinepa. Then she has an MBA in audit, and then a first degree, a BA in accounting and finance. Into my friend, Miss Autry. Now I will fire through in the training room.
Kofi, thank you. Our topic for this afternoon is internal control systems. Internal control systems. One may ask, what is internal control systems? What are the benefits that an organization can derive from internal control systems? What are the procedures of internal control systems? And what are the ways that will help you to improve or strengthen the control that you have in your organization? Internal control system is not something that is new in our life. In our daily life, we also put in some control systems. Even when you receive your salary, the way you spend your salary, you put in some measures. You don't do impulse buying. So you have a way of managing your own funds so that within the middle of the month, life can still go on. By introduction, I'm saying that internal control system is a system put in place by management to safeguard an asset of the organization. What are some of the assets of our organization? One of the assets is intangible assets. With the intangible assets, there are things that you cannot touch. The reputation of your organization, the patents. These are the things that are intangible assets. We have assets that you can also touch, like your buildings, infrastructure, equipment. All these assets you can touch. There are items or assets that you can also use within a period of 1 year. The monies that you have, your cash, your inventory, you have to safeguard those things
so that people will not take advantage of it for your organization not being able to achieve its corporate objectives. The responsibility of internal control is for management. So management of the organization are so responsible for internal controls. And management cannot do it alone. They have to engage all workers within the organization in the implementation of the internal controls. Again, what are some of the benefits that we can derive from having a good control systems? 1, to safeguard your assets. 2, to ensure reliability and accuracy of your records. 3, to be able to identify or detect fraud, errors, misstatements. And 4, to be able to comply with rules and regulations. So this is all about internal controls. In our daily life, we ensure that controls are there. The way we manage our husbands and our wives and our children in our various homes, these are all part of the controls. Yɛbɛka sɛ controls ɛne ne den. Sɛ wobɛbɔ wo agyapade bi ho ban na ɔkyena ankɔ ankɔdi onipa abɔnefo bi nsam. Ɛyɛ controls ne bi. Na edi hɔ biom ne sɛ, obi bɛbisa sɛ sɛ agyapade anaa asset no koraa ɛne ne den ade. Ebi wɔ hɔ a wontumi mfa wo nsa nka nsom. Intangible asset. Ɛyɛ din pa a adwuma na woyɛ no ɛwɔ. Sɛ wonam Kumasi ha, wonam Ghana ha, na sɛ yɛabɔ din bi te sɛ Ebenage. Den na ɛbɛ nipa adwene mu. Nipa hu sɛ nkurɔfo wei na wɔyɛ bibiduru a wɔkɔ wɔn anim paa. Nkurɔfo bi nso adwene ne sɛ adwumayɛfo no wɔn ho twa. The way a wɔdresse te sɛ na ɛnɛ wɔtete ha yi ɛyɛ adwuma pa. Ebinom nso ɛkeka nneɛma bebree nti din pa, reputation a wode nam a wode yɛ w'adwuma no ɛsɛ sɛ wobɔ ho ban. Efisɛ sɛ woantumi amfa nhyehyɛe bi angu hɔ na woammɔ reputation ho ban a, bere bi bɛduru a wɔbɔ wo din a na obiara aguan. Wode wo product kɔgua mu a obiara mpo mbisa ase ɛna watɔ. Ɛnyɛ no nko ara ne yɛn agyapade a meka ho asɛm. Nneɛma bi ɛwɔ hɔ nso a wotumi de wo nsa ka ɛwɔ w'adwuma no mu a ɛsɛ sɛ wotumi bɔ ho ban. Because sɛ woantumi ammɔ saa agyapade no ho ban a, ɔkyena ɛbɛsɛe. Adwuma no bɛgu na ɛbɛma wo akɔ akɔtena fie. Biribi te sɛ machines a mode yɛ adwuma. Biribi te sɛ adan a moyɛ mu adwuma. Ɛno nso ɛsɛ sɛ wotumi de nhyehyɛe bi to hɔ. Sɛ yɛn dan a yɛde yɛ adwuma yi, yɛbɛtumi apenti no every year biara na ama dan no look attractive. Sɛ dan no biribi sɛe wɔ ho a, yɛbɛbɔ mmɔden ara sɛ yɛbɛsiesie no. Yɛmma ɛnkyɛ na akɔ akɔyɛ kakɛse ama yɛn. Ne nyinaa yɛ part of controls. Ansa na ɛto so abiɛsa nso, ɛyɛ asset bi a ɛsɛ sɛ yɛtumi hwɛ so yie na ɛno de ɛtumi last for only 1 year. Sɛ asset no ebi ne dɛ nneɛma. Sɛ yɛba yɛn sika a yɛkita wɔ adwuma mu a, ɛsɛ sɛ yɛtumi de nhyehyɛe toto yɛn sika ho na yɛtumi ahwɛ so yie ɛna biribiara a yɛbɛyɛ no atumi ayɛ fɛfɛɛfɛ. Aduru a yɛproduce ɛnɛ sɛ yɛproduce nnuru 100 a, bi wɔ hɔ a 100 ne nyinaa yɛde kɔɔ market ansa. Nti ɔkwan bɛn so na yɛbɛtumi abɔ nea aka no ho ban. Na bi anyera wɔ kwan so. Na obiara mmɛka sɛ esiane sɛ wɔantɔ nti mede kyekyɛe. Obiara mmɛka sɛ esiane sɛ wɔantɔ nti mede maa nkurɔfo sɛ wɔnkɔnom ne free. Nhyehyɛe bɛn na ɛwɔ saa nneɛma no ho. Nti sɛ yɛka internal controls a, na ɛno ara ne banbɔ bi a wobɔ nneɛma ho ban. Sɛ you ensure accountability. Wɔde dwuma hyɛ wo nsa a, you will be able to come back and account for what has been given to you. Sɛ wobɛhwɛ sɛ nnɛ nnuru a wɔde maa me na ɛyɛ 10. Nti mekɔba a me 10 no me supervisor mede akɔ akɔma no wasan waka nnuru no ɛyɛ 10 pɛpɛɛpɛ ɛna matwerɛ. Ɛnyɛ sɛ nnuru na wɔde baeɛ no yɛ 20. In the recording no waba abɛtwerɛ 5. Nti internal controls no ade a ɛyɛ ne sɛ it ensures the accuracy and reliability of records. Adwuma biara a woyɛ, you need to comply with certain laws and regulations. Sɛ yɛba yɛn herbal medicine industry mu a, yɛntumi nka sɛ yɛyɛ aduru a yɛne FDA fo nni nkitaho biara. Yɛntumi nka sɛ yɛasɔre ara manya me kuku bi nti meyɛ moododo bi atɔn. No. You need to ensure quality. You need to comply with laws, regulations, rules, and policies. Ansa na woatumi ayɛ w'adwuma. Learning objectives. Upon completion of this training, participants will be able to demonstrate an understanding of what internal control is. By explaining the types of control, demonstrate an understanding of internal control systems, and discuss the types of internal controls. Describe the management responsibility for internal controls. Know internal control procedures, and also be able to appreciate or find ways that will help you to strengthen your internal controls. We'll also have a case study on internal controls. So at the end of the day, all of us will go through the case study and will identify some weaknesses of the internal control. Look at this picture. Can any of you give me the meaning of these two pictures? What actually comes into your mind with my introduction of internal controls? Are they doing something? Obi say, oh, picture where ya never na dream ye ahobambo to protect, to safeguard. Ti wokɔ baabi na wahu sɛ dog bi ɛwɔ dan bi ano a, na ɛkyerɛ wo sɛ this place is a dangerous zone. You cannot go there and still. Wokɔ baabi na obi alɔke no gate bi sɛ a, ɛkyerɛ wo sɛ onipa no wɔ valuable items. Nti ɔbɔ ho ban. Meda ase. There are so many things that we do as part of internal controls in our various homes and other places. I want to ask you these questions and you answer for yourself. Report to work on time and sign attendance book. Why do you sign attendance book when you report to work? Why do you seek permission when you are absent? Why do you obey laws and regulations of your institution? Why do you stop on a stop sign when you are driving? Why do you check your car gas to monitor how much gas you have? These are all part of controls. You do this to prevent accidents. You do this to maintain your job. Because if you absent yourself without any permission, there's possibility that you'll be sacked from your institution. If you are working in an institution and you don't follow or comply with rules and regulations, you will not be happy. The only thing is you have to leave the institution. So internal control systems will help us to abide or comply with the rules and regulations that we have. It will help us to safeguard our assets. It will help us to improve upon whatever we are doing. And lastly, it will help us to achieve the organizational goals and objectives. Why do you lock your valuable belongings? We can even share our ATM number with all our colleagues. Why are we keeping all this confidential? Because we don't want someone to go and withdraw our money from our account. When you don't change oil in your vehicle, what happens? Why do you renew your roadworthy certificate? We are doing this to prove to people that you are law-abiding, because you cannot drive a car without an insurance or roadworthy certificate. The same way you cannot do it. Let's continue with our questions. What do you worry about when you go wrong? When things are not going well in your organization, when you are not receiving your salaries on time, do you think about these things? Do you think the organization have any future prospects? What steps will you take to ensure that you will be able to do with all these things? How do you know things are under control? How do you know things are under control? You are in an organization. You have planned to sell 20 cartons of your product A, within 1 month. After 1 month, after the evaluation, it has just been indicating that you have sold only 1 box. What are the steps will you take as an individual worker of your institution? Do you continue to do the job, or you find another way? Or you tell your friend to start doing something? Or in your day-to-day activity, you'll be thinking about, what can I do? What can I do to support my institution? What is control at all? There are times we said, oh, let me go to KJTR market, because when I go there, the things are very cheap over there. Why do you go to KJTR and not a market in this location? Nti saa time yi de, mepɛ sɛ yɛhwɛ case study a ɛwɔ hɔ yi, na yɛ identify weakness a ɛwɔ case study no mu, na yɛayɛ summary of what we have learned today, na dwumadi no na yɛde hyehyɛ nhyɛsoa ane. On 10th May 2023, the head of production complained to the cashier that the frequent power cut was disturbing the activities of production. Immediately after the conversation, the cashier gave that day sales of 50,000 Ghana cedis to the production manager to buy fuel for the genset. The head of production verbally informed the supervisor at the production floor. The next day, the supervisor brought in a tableting machine and showed the machine to the production manager. The production manager paid 30,000 cedis for the machine out of the money given. The supervisor took the machine back to his house and asked some of the staff to join him at home for the preparation of the tablet. The remaining amount was put in one of the office drawers. 2 weeks later, robbers broke into the production and took all the balance. No complaint was logged. It was discussed by the staff and it ended. Saa na adwuma no te ara ne. Nti ma menkyerɛkyerɛ case no ase ne identify weakness ne ayɛnkɔ. 10th May 2023, head of production ɛka kyerɛ cashier a ogyigye sika, sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛnim cashier, ogyigye sika ba ne nsɛm sɛ, na nsɛnsɛn na light no wɔdundundundum no, mmaduru no yɛ nkɔ so koraa, ɛha wɔn adwene. Ɛhɔ pɛ na cashier no kaa sɛ, "Oh, daabi sɛ nkɔ so de a, ɛnnɛ wɔkɔtontɔn nduru nyinaa bae no, menyɛɛ sika 50,000. Nti gye 50,000 no, na wode atɔ fuel agu generator set no mu." Nti ɔde sika no maa no. Production manager ne nsa kaa sika na ɔde mmirika kɔɔ production floor hɔ na ɔkɔbɔɔ mu bang 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 bang. Yee, sika abo. Sika aba. Wɔn ama me sika sɛ memfa ntɔ fuel. Nti ade kyee na wɔbɛɛ adwuma no. Supervisor baako a ɔwɔ production hɔ. Ɛhɔ na ɔfaa machine bi bae a wɔde yɛ capsules. Na ɔbɛhwɛ ɔbɔ nkakra faa machine ho sɛ, "Oh, machine yɛnya ɛbɛboa yɛn. Ebetumi de ayɛ capsules kakra." Ɛhɔ na manager no eyi sɛ sika na wɔde ama no 50,000 no mu 30,000 sɛ ɔde tua machine ne ka. Otua machine ne ka nanso hɔ. Otua machine ne ka wie sika kakra ɛkae no, ɔde kɔhyɛɛ ne drawer mu. Apart from sɛ ɔde sika no kɔhyɛɛ ne drawer mu no so, machine na ɔtɔe nsi adwuma mu hɔ. Ɔfaa machine no na ɔde kɔɔ ne fi. Ɛna ɔsesasesaw nneɛma nkakra a wɔde yɛ nduru no se, "Staff a wɔ ha mommrɛ me fi na yɛmmra na mommɛyɛ adwuma no wɔ ha." Ankyɛ biara na akorɔmfo bɔwura production department hɔ. Nti wɔwura hɔ pɛ, ɛna sika no wɔbɛwie na wɔde kɔe. Nti wɔbɛfa sika no kɔe na ɔkeka kakra wanyɛ official complaint bi antwerɛ letter bi wɔ sika no ho. But ɔne staff na ɛwɔ hɔ no ɛkeka ho asɛm a ɛna ogyae ho asɛm na ɛkae. Nti yɛate case wei ase. What are some of the control weaknesses that you can identify from this case? Nneɛma bɛn na ɔhu sɛ ankɔ yie ɛwɔ case yi a yɛkenkan yi ho.
First, communication between the staff.
Communication, confidentiality of information. Ɔte ya na ɔde mmirika na ɔkɔbɔ amanneɛ sɛ sika aba me nsam.
Amfa right channel of organizational structure.
Amfa right channel of organizational structure. Ɔkwan bɛn so?
So from cashier to production manager, maybe they can discuss it with the CEO or other leaders to see what they can do about it, but it's only between the two of them.
In terms of authorization and approval, amfa right channel. Then biem na yehu.
Documentation.
Okwan benso.
It wasn't stated anywhere from the cashier giving the money to the head of the production manager. It wasn't stated that maybe after the cashier has gotten the money, it was recorded anywhere as evidence for the sales for the day. And even the production manager getting the money didn't need to document it anyway. So no one would be aware that this is the amount of money that you received. Purchasing the tableting machine, it wasn't documented. The amount that was kept in the drawer, it wasn't documented.
Yeah, documentation weakness. What again? Can we say something about segregation of duties? Yenka segregation, I able to identify other weaknesses. Security of physical assets. Security of assets. safeguarding of assets. Yɛbɛtumi aka biribi afa ho. Okay, pacha yɛbɛkɔ akyi wɔ bi.
Yeah, I think the security or safeguarding of assets, for example, like this, the tableting machine was purchased. It was supposed to belong to the company, but then it managed to be in somebody's house and production was going on there, which I don't think was part of the protocol. And then the money that was being kept in the drawer, I don't think that was also the proper means of keeping the money safe and secure.
Okay, thank you. Any other thing?
I think preventive control. Yes. After the money was stolen, nothing was done. It was not reported. No punishment or anything was meted out. So it means that each and everyone can do anything at any point in time and go scot-free.
Okay, thank you. Other control weakness. Remember why I ended with the discussion. Other control weakness.
So preventive control. Preventive control.
Preventive control. Now what actually, Mama?
Onya iska no okama obi ate obi ehu se ska ba adwuma mu ho no.
Yeah. So we are very relating in kakra into the processes or components of internal control. Do we have any other control weakness? There are segregation of duties. There are physical control. There are data security. There are prevention control.
With the segregation of duties, the work was done between the cashier and the production manager only.
What initiated the process? So segregation of duties. Let's continue. Management control approach also help you to achieve your goals concerning productivity, profitability, and efficiency. So with the management control, the management will be able to do assessment to help you to know where they should be able to locate their resources, the chunk of their monies, where they can get fast returns on their investment. The management will invest more in that place and leave the other areas. Another strategic document that I mentioned within this training is strategic plan. And by the strategic plan, all members of the organization must know the vision of the company. The vision means where the organization wants to be in future. In the next 5 years, we want to go to European market. So all of us should work towards entering European market. At the same time, we also have to know our mission statement, the purpose of our existence. There are some companies, when you mention the name of the company, so many things come to your mind. So people have to picture or see the purpose of your company, your existence. Say you exist to help people, you exist so that at the end of the day, whenever clients come to your place, they can be set free. We also have strategic business plan. And I said that in a business plan, you have to do environmental scanning. And by environmental scanning, you have to identify your strengths and your weaknesses, opportunities, and then the threats. The strengths and weaknesses are for the internal environment, your operations and whatever you are doing. And then the opportunities and threats are for external environment. I gave an example. The quality of staff in my unit is my strength. The location of my business is my strength. My weaknesses, poor leadership, absenteeism, they are all my weaknesses. The opportunities, the government support for herbal industry, and then the threat with the economic indicators, high interest rates, inflation rate, and all other things. They are all our threats. So with the and then the marketing strategy. With the marketing strategy on the business plan, what market do you want to enter? Are you entering that market with an existing product or a new product? Or you are going to expand your market scope? These are all the strategies that you can also put in your business plan. Yɛwɔ case study baako a yɛbɛhwɛ ne identify yɛn strengths and weaknesses.
Segregation of duties.
Environmental scan.
Ɔte internal controls nti waate biribi. Yɛwɔ case study baako a yɛbɛhwɛ ne identify yɛn strengths and weaknesses. Me sɛ na yɛsua nneɛma pii. Arefiri nso ka yɛn ho. Nti yɛbɛhwɛ nneɛma a na yɛsua no. Obiara bɛka bi. Na yɛhwɛ sɛ nneɛma no bi wɔ hɔ a yɛkaekae anaa. Nti saa bere de, mede bɛma yɛn nua yɛ ɔwɔ ha yi. Na wafi ase. Ɛkɔ ha kakra na aba ha kakra. Biribi a na wotee. Mpakyɛ wo baa na wotee dɛ. Ɔsɛ ɔte internal controls. Internal controls. Nti waate biribi. Boss, nso wotee dɛn? Obiara bɛka bi.
Organization structure.
Nti obi nso te organizational structure. Oh, wajampo no mo no nso nka ne de. Mpakyɛ wo nso wotee dɛn?
Environmental scan.
Environmental scanning.
Physical control.
Physical control.
Business plan.
Business plan.
Data security control.
Data security control.
Segregation of duties.
Segregation of duties. Wow, kwa na yɛkɔ no.
Preventing control.
Preventive control.
Creative control.
Corrective control.
Processes.
Internal control.
Internal control. Bi aka deda nti dwendwen bi ho yɛbɛkɔ bɛba na wahu foforo na yɛkɔ.
Financial control.
Financial control.
Office control.
Office control. And the controls in here were all angles.
Preventive control.
Preventive control. You see, obi akanti nipa tu di ne nkrofo aka. Yewie a na kyese masan frɛ wɔn biem.
Categories of internal control.
Categories of internal control.
Separation of duties.
Separation of duties. Data backup. Data backup. That's a profile. You really are church. Monitoring of employees' behavior.
Ledger verification.
Ledger verification. Tiniama na yaki candidate. To see na me join a class and me should metro exams in the binti say. Crawford to me church and my sink kakana. Me acquainted be segregation of duties, yes, daddy. What is segregation of duties? Segregation of duties. Okay.
Actually, let me say this idea, share duties among workers. But you have a conye
Yes, a division of work among staff. You cannot initiate a process and end that same process. Data security, you can't say I know your daddy. Young and you can't brofu no nti. Data security.
So data security, you should do the backup. And you should not share the password to anybody.
You. Nti anytime bia as I say we your backup. Won't share what password to anybody. Nti wo ho na use software bia mfa me mo bia na obi akoyuse wudin akoye bibi e na wanya asem. Data security. Preventive control de yekeka ho nsem bebre a ye ni gye. Ye bisa Ebenage preventive controls a wode atotototo ho a ebua adwuma no. Yeka as examples ni bi ne den preventive controls. Pacho bi amanensa so wetu. Records keeping. So what to make keep records na ye accurate, reliable a. Amua kra makron ma obi ade bia na adwuma mistakes wo mu. Wo be hwe na biribi hye tokuru bi mu. What ase. Nti preventive controls. Detective controls. You can't detective controls and so. You can't be there now. Okay.
So monitoring of employees.
Also monitoring of the employees. Apart from that, you can say in the business plan, you have to do environmental scanning to help you to be able to identify neamaphobia. Say neamapho no, me bubo ni din, na me ka me se munka ni me echi, then neama na ye keka ni. There be obia ka ne de me flower no waka ode.
Strength.
Strength. Inti mubema examples of strength of Ebenage Herbal Production and Consult. What are your strengths? Because you strength and you can you
A feedback from a customer.
A feedback from a customer. Nti yɛtɔn nnuro na yɛhu sɛ customers ne ka sɛ manya duru yanka anyɛ deɛ na kyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ yɛn strength aduru no sa yare ɛyɛ yɛn strength dɛn biom
Records keeping.
records keeping Ebenage de yɛse records de me du hɔ a nneɛma a mehu ɛyɛ papa paa biara yɛ keep records.
Our dressing.
One dressing wohwɛ mmaa yi paa na I wish say young men bi koraa wɔ ha ɔbɛfrɛfrɛ bi efi sɛ wɔn wareyɛ nti the dress code a Ebenage ladies de totototo so no ɛyɛ one strength wotumi hu mmaa no nko ya na aka sɛ aduri koraa mɛnum bi Into your strength, the staff, no dress code.
But unity.
Unity. While your staff they work in harmony. One who can't talk when can be an crunch and minimum. Oba ya che, oba ye hu wo dress and unity. And I want what they are one edgema. Into your one strength, baby, work on they are together. Strength in it be day.
So passion for the work.
Passion for the work. Say and then we bear you crab who say more passion for the work.
Coming to work on time.
Coming to work on time. Maybe I show attendance register no more. Strength. Into yaka strength bebre. Make I say strengths and weaknesses are within the organization. And then opportunity and threats are outside the organization. Into yaka yen strength bebre. Yaka yamafuka say we have a whole lot of delivery vans. Into yenya order yen strength. The location, the raw materials are yenya di yenya jumani adini na yen strength. Into what are some of the weaknesses? Because between your business plan, a strategic document, and what put to control, sir, you must know your weaknesses.
But your poor quality.
Poor quality. A weakness. Mean to me, outline say Ebenage, but anytime we are juma, now want to mean produce, and I want to meet the needs and wants of the customer. Not just say weakness. We need to improve upon it.
But a lack of communication.
Lack of communication. We were dreaming shame. What's up? And we understand what by now confirmation be I won't shut down to shape. Now bet you understand no pay. Oh, me kwa jumo be anywhere. Then I was a Pentecost Convention Center where you program. Lack of communication. Patch all them being
Unity.
And say unity any organization nima. And also a weakness. A man fu kontokwa rough. Wakasa rough. Nina a weakness.
But your poor leadership.
Poor leadership. Mpanyefuna wo hu baby a wodi wonti fifa na yankra ye hu ye hu ano. Nti poor leadership. Nti abe musa pe na aba be ye weakness. Ye ka said the opportunity ni external factors to say government are prepare to support your industry. Nti identify opportunity ni be said then.
Awareness creation.
Awareness creation. Na government no one of the need directorate in a herbal medicine directorate. Nti abuama what yenka say nyume bi nso wo kwa why herbal producers. Nti government policy yet to mean a directorate no enough opportunity for us because him say it falls within the scope of the law. Ye contrary then absenteeism. That's na ka ho bi. Say a bank policy say ye check nipa government payroll one merjuma 1-2 fi wa akatuema. That should be applicable to the private sector too. Into one way or the other, even though it's an internal factor. External, she bet to me as a government or policy be say we are absent, I am too scan few pay ma. And also
High prices of products.
Into high prices of goods and services. Herbal medicine products, no. Buwom bebre, utiti show be say, oh. Prapra baby da herbal center we need 5,000 I want to me nko because uba konsika ubetua akwa ye threat ama industry no nti embua kra high prices of goods and services, exchange rates, inflation, ni nyina economic indicators. Wo hwe baby a dollar adui ni na ekeka ho nyina ade a emwa yen adwuma no kra. Nti me hu say na yɛsua de paa because yɛatrɔtrɔ papa a yɛde kɔ akɔyɛ adwuma bebree. Yɛsanti biribi bio mana. Sɛ wobɛbɔ wo agyapade bi ho ban na ɔkyena ankwankodi onipa abɔnefo bi nsɛm ɛyɛ controls ni bi. Na edi hɔ biem ne sɛ obi bɛbi sɛ sɛ agyapade anaa asset no koraa ɛne ne den ade. Ebi wɔ hɔ a wontumi mfa wo nsa nka nsom intangible asset. Ɛyɛ din pa a adwuma na woyɛ no ɛwɔ. Our topic for this afternoon is internal control systems. Internal control systems. One may ask, what is internal control systems? What are the benefits that an organization can derive from internal control systems? What are the procedures of internal control systems? And what are the ways that will help you to improve or strengthen the control that you have in your organization? Internal control system is not something that is new in our life. In our daily life, we also put in some control systems. Even when you receive your salary, the way you spend your salary, you put in some measures. You don't do impulse buying. So you have a way of managing your own funds so that within the middle of the month, life can still go on. By introduction, I'm saying that internal control system is a system put in place by management to safeguard an asset of the organization. What are some of the assets of our organization? One of the assets is intangible assets. With the intangible assets, there are things that you cannot touch. The reputation of your organization, the patents. These are the things that are intangible assets. We have assets that you can also touch, like your buildings, infrastructure, equipment. All these assets you can touch. There are items or assets that you can also use within a period of 1 year. The monies that you have, your cash, your inventory, you have to safeguard those things so that people will not take advantage of it for your organization not being able to achieve its corporate objectives. The responsibility of internal control is for management. So management of the organization are so responsible for internal controls. And management cannot do it alone. They have to engage all workers within the organization in the implementation of the internal controls. Again, what are some of the benefits that we can derive from having a good control systems? 1, to safeguard your assets. 2, to ensure reliability and accuracy of your records. 3, to be able to identify or detect fraud, errors, misstatements. And 4, to be able to comply with rules and regulations. So this is all about internal controls. In our daily life, we ensure that controls are there. The way we manage our husbands and our wives and our children in our various homes, these are all part of the controls. Yɛbɛka sɛ controls ɛne ne den. Sɛ wobɛbɔ wo agyapade bi ho ban na ɔkyena ankwankodi onipa abɔnefo bi nsɛm. Ɛyɛ controls ni bi. Na edi hɔ biem ne sɛ obi bɛbi sɛ agyapade anaa asset no koraa ɛne ne den ade. Ebi wɔ hɔ a wontumi mfa wo nsa nka nsom intangible asset. Ɛyɛ din pa a adwuma na woyɛ no ɛwɔ. Sɛ wonam Kumasi ha, wonam Ghana ha na sɛ yɛabɔ din bi te sɛ Ebenage a, dɛn na ɛba nnipa adwene mu? Nnipa hu sɛ nkurɔfo wei na wɔyɛ abibiduru a wɔkɔ wɔn anim paa. Nkurɔfo bi nso adwene ne sɛ adwumayɛfo no wɔn ho twa. The way a wɔdrɛse te sɛ na ɛnɛ wɔtete ha yi yɛ adwuma pa. Ebinom nso keka nneɛma bebree nti din pa, reputation a wode nam a wode yɛ w'adwuma no, ɛsɛ sɛ wobɔ ho ban. Efisɛ sɛ woantumi amfa nhyehyɛe bi angu hɔ na woammɔ reputation ho ban a, bere bi bedu a wɔbɔ wo din a na obiara aguan. Wode wo product kogua mu a, obiara mpo mbisa ase na watɔ. Ɛnyɛ no nko ara ne yɛn agyapade a meka ho asɛm. Nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ nso a wotumi de wo nsa ka a ɛwɔ w'adwuma no mu a ɛsɛ sɛ wotumi bɔ ho ban. Because sɛ woantumi ammɔ saa agyapade no ho ban a, ɔkyena ɛbɛsɛe, adwuma no bɛgu na ɛbɛma wo akɔtena fie. Biribi te sɛ machines a mode yɛ adwuma, biribi te sɛ adan a moyɛ mu adwuma, ɛno nso ɛsɛ sɛ wotumi de nhyehyɛe bi to hɔ. Sɛ yɛn dan yi a yɛde yɛ adwuma yi, yɛbɛtumi apenti no every year biara na ama dan no look attractive. Sɛ dan no biribi sɛɛ wɔ ho a, yɛbɛbɔ mmɔden ara sɛ yɛbɛsiesie no, yɛmma ɛnkyɛ na akɔyɛ kakɛse ama yɛn. Ne nyinaa yɛ part of controls. Ansa na ɛto so abiɛsa nso, ɛyɛ asset bi a ɛsɛ sɛ yɛtumi hwɛ so yie na ɛno de, ɛtumi last for only 1 year. Saa asset no, ebi ne dɛ nneɛma. Sɛ yɛba yɛn sika a yɛkita wɔ adwuma mu a, ɛsɛ sɛ yɛtumi de nhyehyɛe toto yɛn sika ho na yɛtumi ahwɛ so yie ɛna biribiara a yɛbɛyɛ no, atumi ayɛ fɛfɛɛfɛ. Aduru a yɛproduce, ɛnnɛ sɛ yɛproduce nnuru 100 a, bi wɔ hɔ a 100 ne nyinaa yɛde kɔɔ market ansa. Nti ɔkwan bɛn so na yɛbɛtumi abɔ nea aka no ho ban na bi anyera wɔ kwan so. Na obiara mmɛka sɛ esiane sɛ wɔantɔ nti mede kyekyɛe. Obiara mmɛka sɛ esiane sɛ wɔantɔ nti mede maa nkurɔfo sɛ wɔnkɔnom no free. Nhyehyɛe bɛn na ɛwɔ saa nneɛma no ho. Nti sɛ yɛka internal controls a, na ɛno ara ne banbɔ bi a wobɔ nneɛma ho ban. Sɛ you ensure accountability. Wɔde dwuma hyɛ wo nsa a, you will be able to come back and account for what has been given to you. Sɛ wobɛhwɛ sɛ ɛnnɛ, nnuru yi a wɔde maa me yi, na ɛyɛ 10. Nti mekɔba a, me 10 no, me supervisor mede akɔma no waka nnuru no, ɛyɛ 10 pɛpɛɛpɛ na makyerɛw. Ɛnyɛ sɛ nnuru na wɔde baeɛ no yɛ 20. In the recording no, woaba abɛkyerɛw 5. Nti internal controls no, ade a ɛyɛ ne sɛ, it ensures the accuracy and reliability of records. Adwuma biara a woyɛ, you need to comply with certain laws and regulations. Sɛ yɛba yɛn herbal medicine industry mu a, yɛntumi nka sɛ yɛyɛ aduru a yɛne FDA fo nni nkitaho biara. Yɛntumi nka sɛ yɛasɔre ara manya me kuku bi nti meyɛ moododo bi atɔn. No. You need to ensure quality. You need to comply with laws, regulations, rules, and policies. Ansa na woatumi ayɛ w'adwuma. Learning objectives. Upon completion of this training, participants will be able to demonstrate an understanding of what internal control is. By explaining the types of control, demonstrate an understanding of internal control systems, and discuss the types of internal controls. Describe the management responsibility for internal controls. Know internal control procedures and also be able to appreciate or find ways that will help you to strengthen your internal controls. We'll also have a case study on internal controls. So at the end of the day, all of us will go through the case study and will identify some weaknesses of the internal control. Look at this picture. Can any of you give me the meaning of these two pictures. What actually comes into your mind with my introduction of internal controls? Are they doing something? Obi say, oh, picture where ya never na dream ye ahobambo to protect, to safeguard. Ti ukọ baby na wahu say dog bi ewo dan bi anu a. Na kyerɛw say this place is a dangerous zone. You cannot go there and still. Ukọ baby na obi a lock no gate bi say ya. Kyerɛw say onipa no wɔ valuable items. Nti ɔbɔ ho ban. That's it. There are so many things that we do as part of internal controls in our various homes and other places. I want to ask you these questions and you answer for yourself. Report to work on time and sign attendance book. Why do you sign attendance book when you report to work? Why do you seek permission when you are absent? Why do you obey laws and regulations of your institution? Why do you stop on a stop sign when you are driving? Why do you check your car gas to monitor how much gas you have? These are all part of controls. You do this to prevent accidents. You do this to maintain your job. Because if you absent yourself without any permission, there's possibility that you'll be sacked from your institution. If you are working in an institution and you don't follow or comply with rules and regulations, you will not be happy. The only thing is you have to leave the institution. So internal control systems will help us to abide or comply with the rules and regulations that we have. It will help us to safeguard our assets. It will help us to improve upon whatever we are doing. And lastly, it will help us to achieve the organizational goals and objectives. Why do you lock your valuable belongings? We can even share our ATM number with all our colleagues. Why are we keeping all this confidential? Because we don't want someone to go and withdraw our money from our accounts. When you don't change oil in your vehicle, what happens? Why do you renew your roadworthy certificate? We are doing this to prove to people that you are law-abiding, because you cannot drive a car without an insurance or roadworthy certificate. The same way you cannot do it. Let's continue with our questions. What do you worry about when you go wrong? When things are not going well in your organization, when you are not receiving your salaries on time, do you think about these things? Do you think the organization have any future prospects? What steps will you take to ensure that you will be able to do with all these things? How do you know things are under control? How do you know things are under control? You are in an organization. You have planned to sell 20 cartons of your product A, within 1 month. After 1 month, after the evaluation, it has just been indicating that you have sold only 1 box. What are the steps will you take as an individual worker of your institution? Do you continue to do the job, or you find another way? Or you tell your friend to start doing something? or in your day-to-day activity, you'll be thinking about what can I do? What can I do to support my institution? What is control at all? There are times we said, oh, let me go to KJTR market because when I go there, the things are very cheap over there. Why do you go to KJTR and not a market in this location? Sɛ meyɛ cleaner wɔ adwuma mu a, mesɔre ara na sɛ meprɛprɛ a, office biara na metumi asɔre awura hɔ anaa? Daabi. Gye sɛ wo head no aba abɛka akyerɛ wo sɛ, maasan wo sɛ CEO office. Ɛsɛ sɛ wobɛpra hɔ anɔpa biara 6 na wobɛpra no nso na obi gyina wo nkyɛn. Nti ɛsɛ sɛ yɛnya reporting line. All because of control. Nti nneɛma keka ne nyinaa ɛyɛ control. Na masi control ne tumi boa ma yɛtumi di mmara so. Wote adwuma mu na sɛ wonni mmara so a, adwuma no ɛyɛ dɛn egu. Wote adwuma mu na sɛ adwuma no biribiara a wɔyɛ mfa ho a, adwuma no begu na woakɔ akɔtena fie. Nti ɛtɔ da bi na sɛ wowɔ adwuma no mu na nneɛma nkɔ yie kakra a, mepɛ sɛ w'adwene no mu no nso as individual staff wode ka ho na wode dwendwene ho sɛ dɛn na me as individual mɛyɛ na adwuma no atumi akɔ n'anim. Ebere mu wɔ adwuma mu, wɔnnwene hwee na wɔdwene ara ne sɛ oh, obi adwuma na meyɛ ma mengye m'akatua. Nso controls no etumi beba na yɛtumi keka bobɔ mu a, biribiara tumi yɛ fine. Ɛna baabi organization ne pɛ sɛ edu no, etumi du pɛpɛɛpɛ. Control can be said to be a power to influence or direct people's behavior or the course of events. Nti yɛka control ne nyinaa sɛ management ne betumi atena ase na management ne atumi aka akyerɛ nnipa a wɔnyɛ adwuma sɛ ɛnnɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛde yɛn ani kyerɛ ha. Ɛnnɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛn workers ne nyinaa behave wɔ saa ɔkwan yi so. Wɔn ntaadehyɛ mu, wɔn kasa mu, wɔn nneyɛe mu, sɛɛ pɛpɛɛpɛ na yɛpɛ sɛ wɔyɛ dɛn wɔyɛ. Nti yɛka controls no a, management ɛna ɛde controls ne ba. Na sɛ management nso de controls ne ba a, nea ɛwɔ mu ne sɛ, wɔka na yɛn nyinaa yɛyɛ adwumayɛfo no yɛte ase na yɛhu sɛ na wɔde abɛyɛ ade pa. Yɛsom a yɛbɛtumi akɔ yɛn anim. Nti ansa na yɛbɛtumi influence the behavior of our people as management members no, we need some strategic document ɛbɛguide yɛn. Because yɛntumi nsɔre keka anka sɛ ɛnnɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛwɔ ha yɛnhyɛ atade red. It is impossible. Unless sɛ wɔtumi influence makyerɛ me nea nti ɛsɛ sɛ mehyɛ atade red. Other than that, mɛka sɛ occultism bi na sɛ yɛbɛfi ase ayɛ anaa? Anaa management pɛ sika aboro so na wɔpɛ sɛ wɔde yɛn yɛ laelai bi anaa? Nti whatever we are doing no, ɛsɛ sɛ yɛnya policy document bi a ɛbɛtumi adirect yɛn behavior. Ɛfiri sɛ ɛno no nni hɔ a, yɛn controls no ɛrentumi nyɛ adwuma. One of these policy documents no ɛyɛ organizational structure. Organizational structure shows the relationship, the reporting line. Meyɛ clerk ɛwɔ company mu. Me clerk a meyɛ no meyɛ m'adwuma wie a, ɛsɛ sɛ mede kɔma adwuma no wura no anaa? Anaasɛ me boss bi wɔ hɔ a ɛsɛ sɛ me report kyerɛ no ansa na matumi de m'adwuma akɔ. Sɛ meyɛ cleaner ɛwɔ adwuma mu a, mesɔre ara na sɛ meprɛprɛ a, office biara na metumi asɔre awura hɔ anaa? Daabi. Gye sɛ wo head no aba abɛka akyerɛ wo sɛ, maasan wo sɛ CEO office. Ɛsɛ sɛ wobɛpra hɔ anɔpa biara 6 na wobɛpra no nso na obi gyina wo nkyɛn. Nti ɛsɛ sɛ yɛnya reporting line na ɛkyerɛ sɛ na yɛn adwuma no yɛyɛ no ɛfa. Nti organizational structure. Organizational structure no yɛwɔ ahorow bebree. Yɛwɔ bi a wobɛhu sɛ the CEO no ɔno na ɔyɛ ne biribiara, entrepreneurial structure. The CEO is the one doing everything. That is the entrepreneurial structure. Sometimes such businesses are family businesses. The father will be the CEO, the wife will be the managing director, the children will be head of accounts, another person will be head of production. Nti adwuma a ɛyɛ adwuma a ɛfi ase na sɛ structure yi ɛyɛ very suitable ɛberɛ a adwuma bi ɛfi ase foforɔ koraa. Mentumi mfi adwuma ase na adwuma na mefi ase no makɔ akɔhire nnipa bebree de wɔn aba abɛyɛ. At least I'm educated. My wife or my husband is also there. Let me engage all those people to help me so that I will not incur much cost at the inception of my business. There are other types of also structure. Businesses will not remain forever and ever. There will be some growth. So when there is a growth, the organization will decide to use a functional structure. In the functional structure, responsibilities are delegated. We have the various functional units, like the human resource, we have the accounts, we have the audit, we have the production, and other departments. Responsibilities are delegated from the top to those people. And there are also other members under those functional heads. So the reporting line, I'm working as audit staff. Someone is head of department. Another person is director of audit. It moves that way. So example of functional structure. We have the managing director, we have the accounts and finance, we have the marketing and sales, we have research and development, we have the human resource. Under production, say na mekyerɛkyerɛ mu no, yɛahu wɔn a wɔyɛ machine ho adwuma, yɛahu wɔn a wɔyɛ nnuro no, yɛahu wɔn nso a product no wɔyɛ. So we have the machinery, we have the assembly, we have the finishing. This is a typical example of functional structure. Business will continue to grow. And for that matter, functional structure will not be suitable for the organization. Since it will not be suitable for the organization, they will move to another structure called divisional structure. Divisional structure can only happen when the organization decides to move from one place to another place. Today or the next day, Ebenage can dream to enter into West African market with only one product. When they move to that market, there's a need to have a divisional manager over there. So one will be responsible to take charge of the West African market. Another person will be responsible to take charge in European market. One will be responsible for Asian market. They can enter the market with different products. Adwuma no benyin, adwuma no bɛkɔ n'anim. Nti bere adwuma no nyin na adwuma no kɔ n'anim no, na ɛho hia sɛ yɛbɛnya division kakra nso wɔ hɔ. Nti sɛ yɛkɔyɛ adwuma wɔ West African market a, ehia sɛ yɛbɛnya manager bi na wahwɛ so. Yɛntumi nka sɛ yɛbɛtena ha na yɛahwɛ so. Nti manager na ɔwɔ hɔ no na ɔbɛhwɛ so ama yɛn. Nti na CEO no nso adelegate ne powers no bi ama no. Sɛ wokɔ yi wo nso yɛ sɛɛ fa ma me. Na adwuma no ayɛ fɛfɛɛfɛ. Ade baako a ɛwɔ divisional structure no mu ne sɛ, So what power say we a divisional manager? There are certain decisions that you cannot take as a divisional manager. Decisions like pricing. Head office and they take a decision on pricing. Untumi nkɔtena ase nka sɛ meyɛ divisional manager nti. Hair plus yɛtɔn no 20 Ghana cedis wɔ ha. Mede madu Nigeria nti mepɛ sɛ me as divisional manager no mekɔtɔn no 100 Ghana. You don't have that right. Sɛ wobɛtumi ayeyɛ saa nneɛma no. Nti divisional structure nso ɛni no. Sɛ wokɔ organizations bebree mu a, wobɛhu sɛ wobɛdu hɔ no na wɔn ayɛ biribi abɔ wɔn dan no ho na wɔde abɔ hɔ the structure of the organization. Nti obiara a owura adwuma no mu duu hɔ pɛ, onipa no du hɔ pɛ na wahu sɛ sɛ na adwuma yi wɔrepɔt ni, sɛ na adwuma yi ɔpɛhene ne da soro ni. Sɛ nkurɔfo yi ɛna wɔyɛ mpanyinfo yi a sɛ ɔpɛhene no nni hɔ a ɛkɔ so. Na atumi aboa fɛfɛɛfɛ. Memmaa mo adwuma mu yɛ. Nti menim structure a mo nso mowɔ wɔ hɔ. Sɛ ɛnnɛ meba a mehu sɛ mo organizational structure ɛwɔ hɔ anaa. Ade baako a ɛsɛ sɛ yɛhu bio ne sɛ, sɛ organizational structure yi a yɛka yi, yɛmfa nhyɛ table ase. Efisɛ wode hyɛ table ase a other workers no wɔrenyɛ dɛn wɔnhu. Na wɔatumi ayɛ nneɛma a ɛsɛ fata sɛ wɔnyɛ dɛn wɔnyɛ. Nti da biara sɛ na mekae no yɛde bɔ dan ho a na yɛatumi ayɛ biribiara fɛfɛɛfɛ. Nti nea me ne mo ka ho asɛm nyinaa ɛyɛ controls. Ɔkwan a yɛbɛtumi abɔ yɛn agyapade ho ban. Ɛna maka bio mu akyerɛ mo sɛ, agyapade no bi yɛ yɛn sika. Agyapade no bi yɛ nnuro a yɛatɔn na aka bi a egu hɔ. Agyapade no bi yɛ yɛn machines a yɛde yɛ adwuma. Mpo yɛn nhoma koraa a yɛtwerɛtwerɛ mu nyinaa no, ɛyɛ yɛn agyapade bi. Sɛ nnɛ yɛakɔ akɔtɔn aduro na receipt ayera a, ɔkyena bi yɛhwehwɛ a yɛntumi koraa ntake decision. Ne nyinaa ɛsɛ sɛ yɛtumi nya nhyehyɛe nkakra toto ho na yɛatumi aboa na yɛatumi ahwɛ yɛn agyapade so yie. Na ɛberɛ a yɛhwɛ yɛn agyapade so no, na adwuma no nso ɛnni nkɔ n'anim. Nti bere a yɛn nso yɛwɔ controls a madi kan aka sɛ controls yi a meka ho asɛm, ɛnyɛ adwuma mu nko ara. Yɛn afim sɛ yɛyɛ awarefo, yɛn mma hwɛ mu. Yɛde controls bi hyɛ yɛn mma wɔ fie. Sɛ wosɔre anɔpa a, ɛsɛ sɛ wotwitwiw wo se ansa na woadidi. Wosɔre anɔpa a, wo na wopra, wo na wokɔ nsu, wo na woyɛ sɛɛ. Nti obiara hɔ a ɔyɛ ɔba wɔ fie hɔ no, ɛnim adwuma a ɔyɛ wɔ fie hɔ. Ɛne ne controls a meka ho asɛm. Nti ɛnyɛ ade a ɛwɔ akyirikyiri koraa, ɛnyɛ ade a ɛwɔ akyirikyiri. Controls no yɛ nneɛma a ɛbɛn yɛn na da biara yɛyɛ ne yie. Maka organizational structure ho asɛm. Na maka sɛ structure no ɛsɛ sɛ ɛbɔ dan no ho na obiara ba a wahu sɛ sɛɛ na sɛ organization no wɔyɛ wɔn nneɛma ɛfa. Na sɛɛ na sɛ organization no wɔpɛ sɛ nneɛma ɛkɔfa. Mesi organizational structure no yɛmfa nhyɛ table ase. Ɛsɛ sɛ yɛn nyinaa a yɛwɔ organization yɛhu baabi ko a yɛkɔ. Nti one of the policy documents ɛboa yɛn to influence the behavior of the people in the organization a ɛyɛ management responsibility. Ɛne yɛ the organizational structure. There's also another policy document that we are supposed to have. That is the organizational plan. Every organization should have a plan. Without the plan, things will not be done well. So, as an institution or organization, you should have a plan that will guide you to show you where you want to be in future, to direct people on your existence, to have organizational goals to have organizational structures. So it is very, very, very important that every organization should have a strategic plan. The strategic plan provides the vision, it provides the mission, it provides goals, objectives, your competitors, your stakeholders. This is also a strategic document, and it is a requirement that every organization should be able to have one. Vision. Vision. There are times we say that, oh, I had a vision. I was in Germany. I was in Ethiopia. Oh, I received money. This is what you've been thinking about it. This is what you have planned to do. You have intended to go to America. So day in, day out, that has been your vision. Vision, where the business want to be in future. Where do you want to be in future? Do you want to have one station in Kumasi? You don't have one in Accra. You don't have one in Takrade. You don't have another one in Tamale. Our vision is the next 5 years, we should be entering European market. Next 5 years, 3 products that we have, we should have about 20 products. Next 5 years, we have to relocate from our 4-bedroom factory building to a complete story building or mansion for our production. That is our vision. Yeah, the renovative features be bad, be after product and want to mean now. That is our vision. So what boy ending? Yam pese ding bia bepa bebia can be drew home. This is na mekano. Book organization bebre ma one vision ube hu say ebo one conference room vantage point nti ye ba hey on say ade ba ko pa wo pia wo hu ne say Pentecost for per se what say and said this facility belongs to them. Nti ube hu say one emblem, one signboard and da bia ade bi da hye say nipa bia wo mera didin so edda so. Saa na wo per se wo ye nen. Saa na wɔpɛ sɛ nnipa hu wɔn nen nti yɛbae ebi wɔ ha. Memmaa mo adwuma mu yɛ nti mentumi nka sɛ mebae no mo vision no ɛwɔ hɔ a na ɛsɛ ɛni hɔ. But sɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛputu control systems a strategic document ni ɛne ne strategic plan na ɛno na ɛma yɛn vision. Another thing na ɛsɛ sɛ yɛhu nso ne sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ yɛnya mission statement. The mission statement also identifies the purpose of our existence. Then, one, is it because of money? Is it because we want to produce high quality products? Is it because of what? Or we want our name to be heard everywhere? Immediately people mention our name, Ebenage. Something should come to their mind. They should picture something. As I say, a vision statement. My examples in the mono. Make I say, Messer na me use Ghana Commercial Bank. Vision. Ghana Commercial Bank vision and say to be the leading bank in our market. And one the bank say, "What baby?" And what's the one what say? One vision is say, "What the kankura?" Na ye betumi aka afa wo ho say what the kan. If you say wokɔ district biara ma wo commercial bank. Wokɔ municipality bi ma wotumi hu 4, hu 10. And they want to be the leading bank in all the markets. And they are working towards it. And now na commercial bank branch bi were duma and ne bi abaha. And now na bi aduasafo. And now na mekura bi kura mempese me bonedin. Na wonga ny office ba ko bi na wonga ba betena ho. Efisɛ wɔn anihyiade ho ne sɛ wɔkɛse bank de a obi a men wɔn in terms of size, obi a men wɔn in terms of numbers. Nti sɛ yɛn nso yɛwɔ Ebenage a yɛbɛtumi aka sɛ yɛn vision ne sɛ next 5 years yɛbɛkentene yɛn ho paa na yɛn product na yɛyɛ no yɛde renovative features bi bɛba a obi afɛ product na ontumi nya ntoɔ. That is our vision. Sɛ wɔbɔ yɛn din a yɛmpɛ sɛ din biara bɛba baabiara ka bibiduro ho gye sɛ Ebenage nkoa. Sɛ mfoni no picture a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛde kyerɛ nkurɔfo no. Nti why do you exist? The purpose of your existence. Ɛno ne wo mission statement no. Nti commercial bank fo ya what's one mission statement ne sɛ to provide first class banking solution for customers and value for all stakeholders. Nti problem biara wowɔ na sɛ wokɔ commercial bank office a wobɛhu sɛ wɔmpam wo. Akatua no sɛ yɛ 50 Ghana koraa na wogye bosom na wokɔ a wɔnkasa ansa na woba abɛbua account na sɛ wonya 10,000 ansa. Wogye wo, wɔkyerɛkyerɛ wo na wɔaboa wo. Nti saa na commercial bank te. Strategic document no nneɛma bebree wɔ mu. Nneɛma bia wɔ mu ne sɛ your competitors koraa na ɛsɛ sɛ adwuma a woyɛ no wotumi hu competitors. Who are my competitors? Who are the giants in the herbal medicine industry? Sɛ ɛberɛ a woahu competitors no na ɛno nso yɛboa wo na wotumi yɛ wo nneɛma yie. Nti saa bere na mebisa sɛ yɛn koraa a yɛwɔ Ebenage yɛ adwuma yi nipa bɛn na wɔyɛ bibiduro no bi a wɔyɛ yɛn competitors. Yɛbɛtumi abobɔ wɔn din for adesua purpose because sɛ woyɛ adwuma wɔ Ebenage na wonnim obi a ɔyɛ competitor a wobɛ adwuma koraa bɛdi agɔ yi womfa adwuma no serious. Nti yɛn mu bi bɛtumi abobɔ competitors anaa nipa bi a wɔyɛ abibiduro yi bi din ɛwɔ Kumase ha na yɛtie anaa. Wei de sɛ wonnim a yɛmmɔ wo mmaa sɛ na mo boss kan no ɛyɛ adesua a yɛsua. Nti obi bɛtumi abɔ din no bi akyerɛ ma naa sɛ yɛwɔ ha yi Kumase ha yi nipa bɛn na wɔn nso wɔyɛ abibiduro na yɛtae tete wɔn din a nkurɔfo koraa yɛnim sɛ nkurɔfo nso totɔ wɔn aduru ne ade. Ɔse Amuzu Herbal Center. Wɔn wɔyɛ dɛn? Wɔyɛ mmarima aduro ne nnuro bebree. Ɛna hefo Tabia Herbal Mr. Tabia wɔbɔ wɔn din a dɛn na ɛba wɔ adwene mu. Adutwumua Herbal nso wɔ ha. Ɛna hefo bie Dr. Mensa nso wɔ ha. Wow. Yɛnya bebree wɔ Kumase ha. Ɛna hefo bie mu wa Mr. nso ɛwɔ Kumase ha. Nipa sɛ obiara bɛbɔ bio because wohu nipa yɛ wo competitors a ɛna wotumi put wo controls ne yie na w'adwuma na ngu. Solak Herbal Mixture. Saa nkurɔfo yi nyinaa yɛ nipa a wɔyɛ nnwuma. Wɔyɛ mo adwuma no bi na nnwuma na wɔyɛ no nso wohu sɛ wɔn ho yɛ den papa. Wɔn ho yɛ den. Wɔnyɛ nipa a wɔdeda fam. Nti wɔyɛ mo direct competitors. Nti na meka controls ho asɛm kyerɛw sɛ moantumi amfa controls ne bi anyɛ adwuma anhyehyɛ mu na mo ani mmara ahyɛ no na ɛkeka ho a saa nkurɔfo yi bɛba abɛgye mo adwuma ayɛ. Na at the end of the day no, mokɔ akɔtena fie a montumi nyɛ hwee. Nti strategic plan ɛho hia paa because you'll be able to know your competitors. Apart from sɛ wobɛhu competitors no, ɛsan tumi boa wo na wonya vision bi a nipa n'ani da so saa. Papa bi ka kyerɛ me sɛ ɔso dan na sɛ ɛda no sika kɛse paa hyɛ ne nsam. Ade kye ɔsɔre na sika biara nhyɛ ne nsam. Adwene ɛbɛɛ ne tim sɛ adwuma a meyɛ yi de meda yɛrentumi mba mu. Ɛsɛ sɛ mekɔ na mede kakra kɔka ho na matumi adu me dae no ho na manya sika ɛfiri sɛ Onyankopɔn ɔbɔɔ mmɔdefo. So what I say? Into vision. Now wohwɛ mission nso wobɔ within a den na ɛba taabea de memfi Kumasi ha de nanso mehwɛ me TV nkakra na sɛ wɔka taabea a na ɛba me adwene mu ne sɛ COVID-19 wɔyɛ main producers of sanitizers. One sanitizers wokɔ secondary schools a bebree ɛwɔ hɔ. Nti sɛ yɛhu sɛ wɔbɔ yɛn din a yɛn vision no nea yɛyɛ ɛba nkurɔfo yɛ adwene mu a they should have or say good things about us. Ɛnyɛ nneɛma a ɛbɛma wɔn adwene mu ayɛ wɔn basaa. Wɔn said the purpose of which the organization was establishing. Saa na yɛdidi so. Ɛsɛ sɛ yɛsan nya business plan. Business plan nso yɛ one of the strategic documents a ɛboa paa. It shows how to raise money, the quality of your staff, production, marketing, financing, and IT strategies. It's also there. Marketing strategies, HR strategies, IT strategies, and then the history of the business and financial statement and forecast. Nti makeka strategic document ebien ho asɛm. Ɛsɛ sɛ organization biara tumi nya na watumi anya ne controls. Meka baako organizational structure. Maka baako strategic plan. Sɛ de maahyɛ da adu business plan nso so. Nti business plan no koraa dɛn na yɛde yɛ. Me a mewɔ adwuma mu ha a agya me yɛ me bɔdwoa yi. Business plan mede yɛ dɛn. The management of the organization need business plan as a strategic document to put in controls in order to achieve strategic objectives, in order to ensure their vision mission will also be achieved. So they need a business plan. Business plan ɛwɔ content. Nneɛma bi a ɛwɔ business plan ne mu a yɛtumi bua na yɛtumi de controls kakra ɛyɛ dɛn ɛtoto hɔ. Ade baako a ɛwɔ mu ne sɛ wo business plan no you have to do something like SWOT analysis. SWOT. SWOT. Yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛka S. S ne stand for strength. W ne stand for weakness. O ne stand for opportunities. Ɛna T ne stand for threats. S for strength, W for weakness, O for opportunity, and T for threats. In every organization, before you can be successful, you need to do environmental scanning. And by doing environmental scanning, you have to identify your strength. You have to identify your weakness. You have to also identify the opportunity so that you can grab the opportunity. And then the threat, things that disturb you not be able to achieve the objective. Strength and weakness, you better me identify within the organization. We can identify strengths and weaknesses within the organization. So that is the internal. Yes, and to share opportunities and threats outside the organization. That is external. Nti anaye nyinaa yɛwɔ classroom. Nti sɛ yɛkasa yɛn strength, yɛn adwuma a yɛwɔ mu te sɛ Ebenage Herbal. Den paa na ɛyɛ yɛn ahoɔden a yɛsi fam a yɛtumi si fam dedenden. Den na ɛtumi yɛ yɛn ahoɔden. What are some of our strengths? Mema wɔ example na nso wode bi aka ho. Yɛn strength ne bi ne sɛ the quality of staff a yɛwɔ wɔ adwuma no mu. Oba production manager onnim adwuma no dodo. Machines a yɛwɔ a yɛde yɛ adwuma ɛyɛ yɛn strength. Because obi yɛ adwuma yi bi oyusu ne nsa. Obi yɛ adwuma ne bi oni baabi kura a ɔhyɛ da yɛ ɔbɛhwɛ na single room bi na ɔyɛ na adwuma. Nso yɛn de wo ba yɛ wɔ yɛn dan kɛse. Efe ɛyɛ no nkua yɛsan wɔ yɛn TV station a yɛtumi de advertise yɛn nuru. Nti saa nneɛma no nyinaa ɛma yɛn strength. Even yɛn dressing kura na yɛde te ha yi. Ɛyɛ yɛn ahoɔden kɛse baako because obiara ho ayɛ fɛ aboro so koraa. Nti ɛno nso yɛ yɛn strength. Then biem ɛna ɛyɛ wo strength. Within the organization nneɛma bɛn ɛna ɛyɛ wo strength. Yɛbɛtumi akeka bi anaa. Efie adwuma yɛfo so ɛkɔpem machines a yɛuse ɛkɔpem rules nkakra a yɛwɔ wɔ adwuma no mu. Dan na ɛyɛ mo ahoɔden. What are your strengths? Me yɛkeka abobom na yakɔ. Oh, wobɛtumi akasa.
Vehicles supply.
Ɔsɛ vehicles ɛkɔ supply. Ɛyɛ one strength because ɛnyɛ fiansa no wɔkɔ akɔgyina station. Na wodu station hɔ pɛ. Ɛsɛ kaa yi kura nka me kɔ ɔbo ase. Ɔsɛ daabi nkɔ ɔbo ase. Na emom bɛfa yɛn nri kɔ akyi nkakra ma yɛn. Saa abere no kura mempɛ sɛ mɛka bɔ no bɛhwɛ kura. Na ɔyarefo bi a ne ho yɛ hu dam. Ana asɛm bi kura asi wɔ kaa no mu. Nti na aduru no kura yɛ contaminated. Nti sɛ wowɔ vehicles paa wotumi kɔ delivery door to door. Pharmacy to pharmacy. Na kyerɛ sɛ that is your strength. Neatness. Yɛkɔtɔ nuru na sɛ yɛba bɔla bi a nsisi nkyɛn. Yɛtumi siesie hɔ. Yɛmɔɔbo hɔ every in the morning. Yɛhyɛ da yɛ cleaning papa bi a ɛkɔ so. Wosew a ɛkɔ so wɔ adwuma no mu. Ɛma adwuma no nso enya ahoɔden na yɛtumi kɔ yɛn anim. Aduru na yɛ adwuma paa. Me nso mekɔ a megye kakra ahyɛ me ho na makɔ no nom. Na ma yɛ slim kakra. Records keeping. And also your strength. If you say baby wo ho na na me kɔ hɔ. Bɛyɛ nansa na me bisa say oh. Na mu sales kura munya ye wɔ he a. Also ye hu kura ye. Nti records keeping is also your strength. Because you'll be able to make reference. You can have history for decision making. So this is also your strength. Then biem. Man yanke kan ye hu.
So testimonies never.
Testimonies, a feedback from customers. Obi numadrina, otumi bekase adrina dim. That has been my strength. Other than that, if I don't get feedback, I cannot progress. So a feedback from customers. And also, my strength. Nti adrina ye adwuma pa, me so me kwa meje kakra hyem ho na makono nom. Na ma ye slim kakra. Tacho dem biem. Obi ama ne nsa so etuo saa yɛn friend.
Ya ho keka a yɛde yɛ adwuma no nso ama.
Aho keka. Obi ne gye na adwuma ho. Sɛ ne kura me hyɛ da ne mu bebre time a wɔka sɛ me facilitate. I've been going through the net to read more about Ebenage. Nti sɛ wohwɛ sɛ na obi dress fine a na adwuma no mo yɛ adwuma no with passion. Obia adwuma ne do obia kokoso. Nti that is your strength. Yehu yan strength patro can be ka ho. Neatness. Yɛkɔtɔ nuru na sɛ yɛba bɔla bia nsisi nkyɛn. Nti yɛtumi siesie hɔ yɛmɔɔbo hɔ every in the morning. Every Saturday, yɛhyɛ ye cleaning papa bi a ɛkɔ so. Nti meme de me yɛ krapim ne nti mɛka ne sɛ ahotew a ɛkɔ so wɔ adwuma no mu no. Ɛma adwuma no nso enya ahoɔden na yɛtumi kɔ yɛn anim. Unity. Staff are working in a very harmony way. What ye adwuma no ɛwɔ asomdwe mu. Sɛ na meyɛ catechist na mekasa asomdwe nka obi. Nti nipa nkokokoko wɔ adwuma no mu. Na obi nkɔka sɛ mɛbɔ dua ɛna mɛyɛ sɛ so ɛyɛ strength. Nti sɛ na ɔkan yɛbɛtwerɛ wɔ exam so na ɔtwerɛtwerɛ toto wɔ. Na me say to me questions na ma ka say identify 5 strengths of Ebenage Herbal Production. Na eja ya twerɛtwerɛ unity, cleanliness, quality of materials, availability of vehicle. Ni nyinaa ɛyɛ strength. The same way our strength, we also have weaknesses. What will prevent us from not able to achieve our targets? What are some of our weaknesses? Mamenka baako, the location na yewo. Bi wo ho a na yedwene se yekwahye krom bebree a renta no dɔɔso. Nti mame mehye me akura bi a me di me catechist what the agya production era nkɔsoro bebree. Nti anu ye me weakness, the location of the place. Say we ye adwuma na nse say wo bakrom na nipa hu na wakɔ akɔta wakura ase. Obi a hu uwie kura na ebe ya odo ne ama beba. That one is also your weakness. Can you also help me to identify some weaknesses? Obi ama ne nsa so wa ha.
The cost of medication.
The cost of medication. No, me pese me hu say wo sra na e wo fom.
Say wo sra.
Yes. High prices of products. Say wo product na bu wo suru bebree ya. By the time abesare na competitors na hwom wo kwadida. Nti eno so etumi ye weakness, etumi ma wontumi achieve wo strategic goal. Weakness ni bi ne ye ben. Lateness to work. Report at 8 a.m. Ube hunana obi ahye ni jeans fe not teteta oda ho no oba emedwuma nkwanenim. Nti na strategic plan or business plan no. As I say yetumi identify weakness. Na to me identify say lateness to work na ye put to controls. Uye later you will be sacked. Uye later you better scarce work at you. Na nipa na diso na adwuma na to me achieve no go. Nya ben biem.
So say one say no abra we ye
Poor quality. Da bia adri da no menom na achi ye de. Ochina menum biem adri ya chi aye nwunwunwunwi. Eyi de anyam se Herbal Production anya no nen. Nti se wo ye adwuma na wo poor quality a eno so ye den eye wo weakness. Ya to ya so na ye ko. Over time. Eye two things. Se wo ye adwuma na se wo exceed normal working hours a. Se adwuma no tua over time ma wa allowance, that will be a strength. Na mom se adwuma wura hwe wo saa na se wo tena adwuma no mu saa na at the end of the day want to me entua wo hwe ya eye weakness. Weaknesses in ebi ne ne ben. We are trying to identify the weaknesses of our organization, and based on that we'll be able to put in structures. Controls. Absenteeism. Absenteeism is a suicider. We have been engaged to come to work. You decide to stay in your home, not asking any permission. So staff, na wa yes any man, it's a weakness. Then be lack of communication. Na me start kind controls in na aka mission, aka vision. So me to organization mu, no organizational structure me hu da. Na me hu say CEO no oye on top. No ria ne functional heads aba. No ria ne supervisors aba. Na se hye ho saa na the CEO nkuya officer. Enya dia metumi aye hwe e wo ho. Nti me de meto na no ane say me ba adwuma na mekọ. I'll not be able to know the direction of the business. I'll not be able to identify the vision and mission of the business. And the lack of communication and so you're one of the weaknesses in the organization. Say no communication ba na ehye nkrofo bi hu ehye won kotokuma. You cannot set even controls. And when you set controls, the implementation of the controls also becomes difficult. Then be Niyama be na eye weakness.
I don't care spirit.
I don't care.
I don't care spirit.
I don't care spirit. Me de me basa at the end of the day me nya me pay. Adwuma ne bekoso o. Enkoso o. Aduru beje nkwa o. Enje nkwa o. Emfa me ho. Sa niyama ne wa adwuma mu a adwuma nkwa na nimu da. Nti say na make I said the content of business plan. Nti we are doing environmental analysis. And as part of the environmental analysis, we are looking at the internal and external. The internal consists of strengths and weaknesses. And then the external also help us to identify opportunities and threats. Nti so far, yakeka via yaka say lateness to work, lack of communication, poor quality of products, ni nyina eye weaknesses. Opportunity bi aye kan no nso ne say the delivery van, availability of delivery van. Yaka unity. Staff are also working in harmonious environments. We have a whole lot of buildings. We have a way of advertising our products. So these are our strengths. As I earlier mentioned, the opportunities and threats are for external environment. Some of the things that you can identify as an opportunity. Now, the government of Ghana has introduced herbal medicine as part of essential drug list for national health insurance. Into herbal medicine for any advantage. We have various herbal medicine clinics in our various hospitals. That is an opportunity. Nti yehu se nneɛma yɛ opportunity ma yɛn no. Nneɛma bembiem na ebetumi ayɛ opportunity ama yɛn. Yɛwɔ man yi mu government training ni yɛyɛ support from JSDF. Ayɛ opportunity a yɛnya to acquire knowledge. Nti yɛyɛ adwuma a yɛnyɛ disadvantage. Yɛwɔ opportunity apart from that and then there's a threat. And my younger Jume. Threat and near maybe a how until you want to mean ye many among your competitors. Say yet news and I can a then near ma and how herbal medicine. Some of the doctors condemn the use of herbal medicine, where we expect people to say good things about herbal medicine. They continue to say bad things about herbal medicine. That has been the threat, and it's also preventing so many people from taking herbal medicine. Because what they have put in people's mind is that when you continue to take herbal medicine, you have a disease like liver, cancer, and then kidney. That has been the threat. Yeah, like I said, business plan. One of the strategic documents. Building, young controls. Benya strategic plan. Yɛbɛnya organizational structure. Na yɛasan anya business plan. We have been able to discuss one element or one content of the business plan. Another thing na yɛbɛtumi ahwɛ ɛwɔ business plan no mu nso yɛ competitors analysis. Mibisa mo ne edi kan sɛ adwuma a yɛyɛ koraa yɛwɔ competitors anaa. Yɛtumi bobɔ herbal medicine industry bɛboro 10 or 12 din. Enti yɛwɔ competitors. Sɛ competitors na yɛwɔ no, dɛn nneɛma saa ɛna wɔyɛ a yɛntumi nyɛ na binom atumi aba abɛyɛ giant in the industry. Nti yɛtumi yɛ yɛn competitors analysis ni yɛ a ɛbɛtumi aboa yɛn. Yɛbɛtumi ayusu techniques bi te sɛ benchmarking. Wo competitor a ɔyɛ n'adwuma yie paa wobɛhwɛ no na wɔn nso wɔamɛgye ahosɔw no. Adɛn nti na example koohia industry, herbal industry etumi yɛ adwuma paa sen Ebenage. Koohia kanidin koraa mɛn Ebenage o. Nso koohia etumi yɛ adwuma paa. Nti yɛbɛhwɛ koohia nneɛma a ɔyɛ. Na nneɛma ni bi a yɛbɛtumi ahwɛ by way of competitors analysis no. Yɛbɛhwɛ the price of koohia's products. Wofa koohia malaria duru a na wofa Ebenage malaria duru a neɛvɛn na ne bo yɛ den. Neɛvɛn na etumi sa yare bebree. Nti yɛbɛhwɛ no. Yɛwie a yɛbɛsan afa koohia financial statement ne yɛasan ahwɛ. Nti koohia yi adɛn nti na within the year ɔtɔn nnuro bebree. Then structures na waputu. We are benchmarking ourselves with koohia. We are comparing the performance of koohia to our performance. Without any direction, the work will be as normal work that will give me my salary. But when there is direction and there is communication and there is planning, all of us will move towards it. And at the end of the day, we will chop our success. What do you intend to achieve? To be able to be the giant in the herbal medicine production industry, because koohia is performing better than us. Let us also look at the market analysis. Obi yɛ herbal medicine wadu Asia market. Obi yɛ herbal medicine wadu West African market. Nti yɛn nso nipa na yɛtontɔn yɛn product. Na sɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛkɔ hɔ koraa yɛbɛsi dan so na yɛnkɔ. Nti ɛno nso yɛbɛtumi ayɛ no saa by way of competitors or competitors analysis. Marketing strategy. Marketing strategy ni bi bɛn na yɛbɛhwɛ in our business plan. Yɛn product no yɛbɛtumi ayusu model bi. Protest model ne baako na yɛde ahwɛ yɛn product no a yɛyɛ no. Protest model no ebi ka low cost product. Nti yɛwɔ Ebenage a yɛyɛ yɛn adwuma yi. Yɛbɛyɛ below cost a ɛbɛyɛ affordable ama obi biara na obi biara atumi atɔ. Ɛno ne yɛ general product as part of our marketing strategy. Nti yɛfa te sɛ malaria duru a malaria de obiara yare bi. Nti yɛn strategy ne sɛ yɛbɛyɛ no low cost, very very affordable. Na obiara atumi ayɛ dɛn atɔ bi. Sɛ yɛwie low cost product na ma yɛn target group of people bi. Nti yɛbɛyɛ focus strategy in selling our products. Focus strategy no so ne say. Yeah, we be send the papa. Yeah, be. Enti your product na yeah. I'm saying I ma pa mo den pa. Nti na ma pa mo den no ye dey. You be focus on very much. Now you are very about my wedding. I know the young low cost, you are very no good at paying. Send I will be to me. And now, yes, we can also have a differentiated product. So, a differentiated product is a product with innovative features. Now, you enter just say a working class. Nipa what you make from a place, how you nti ano package no one product yes way baako ɛwɔ box mu ne box na esi hɔ fɛfɛɛfɛ baako nso si hɔ saa nti sɛ differentiated product no ɛsɛ sɛ yɛwɔ yɛn target group a yɛ sɛ yɛfa akɔtɔn ama wɔn nti at the end of the day yɛbɛyɛ product ɛyɛ attractive a ɛbɛma yɛn the premium price. Financial strategy. How do you raise money to finance the activities of the organization? Is it through contribution from family members, through loan, through raising of shares and others? So as a business entity, you also have to have a financial strategy. As I said, what to me a cash forecast. Now what to me project to say, and let me sales 100. Next year, as I said, for 150. Next year, as I said, for 200. Next year, as I said, for 300. And the strategic documents, it to me directed the behavior or influence the behavior of people in the organization. Management, as I said, management to me maybe 1, organizational structure. 2, strategic plan. 3, business plan. All these strategic documents help us to achieve our organizational goal. We have various types of control. We have the strategic control and then the management control. Strategic control are control that should be set by people at the top. They have to direct the affairs of the organization. So the processes involved in strategic control consist of planning. You want to control the people. What can you do to be able to control them? You want to put in structures. What are the things you need so that you can put structures within the organization? So, one of the things as part of managerial strategic control is planning. At the end of the year, it's expected that every organization should have a budget or should have a plan. The top management cannot do it alone. It's expected that they involve all the people affairs of the organization. So the processes involved in strategic control consist of planning. You want to control the people. What can you do to be able to control them? You want to put in structures. What are the things you need so that you can put structures within the organization? So, one of the things as part of managerial strategic control is planning. At the end of the year, it's expected that every organization should have a budget or should have a plan. The top management cannot do it alone. It's expected that they involve all the people in the organization. If you do it alone, the implementations becomes very, very difficult because they don't know what is happening there. They don't know where you want to be, so the implementation will be difficult. If you are able to get ideas from all members of staff, and after everything, the budget is approved, and you communicate to them, they will know that, oh, our decisions have also been taken into consideration. Let us all put our best in order to achieve this target. So planning is one of the key things in strategic processes. Organizing. After you have been able to plan, assign the task. All those with yellow shirts will do this. All those with blue will do this. All those here will do this. I'm expecting that at the end of the month, I should get a result from you. Organizing. How do you organize the people to be able to achieve your target? The next process is leading, which consists of motivating and influencing the behavior of the people. Motivating and influence the behavior of the people. This is what we are going to do. Who is going to organize the people? Who is going to direct them as to what they should be doing? People in our institution need direction so that they can work. Without any direction, the work will be as normal work that will give me my salary. But when there is direction, and there is communication, and there is planning, all of us will move towards it. And at the end of the day, we'll chop our success. Controlling, monitoring and evaluation. Let me get the report on staff attendance. How many absentees? Do they have permission? What happened? Have you received any medical reports? Are the reports kept on their files? These are all part of control. So the processes of strategic planning involves organizing, leading, controlling, and then planning. The purpose of strategic control is to steer a business towards its long-term goal by controlling its strategic direction, the direction of the business, the direction. Nti yawuwo wa hai yenim baby kun ayekwa ana yenim next 4 years Ebenage pese yeden management nka nche yenye ana wonga ka say next 4 years Ebenage bebo modenga ye dru bi e bi nsi da ajari akese ebeye esese yetumi hu na yetumi put controls na yetumi achieve yen target. It also helps us to achieve our future goals. Evaluate historical performance. And the strategic control no eboa ye na yetumi hwe yen achi ne asi ana yetumi take decisions ana eboa du ba bia ye pese yedu. There's also another type of control called management control. Nti management control no kra no so eyeden. It is an approach a business employs to understand how successful it achieves goals concerning productivity, profitability, or efficiency. Management control involves resource allocation, coordination, communication, and motivation. Rofuna yeshinshin bebre. Resource allocation, human resource, production, marketing, accounting, auditing. At the end of the day, we have 10,000 to be disbursed to the various departments to do the job. What and what will you consider to apportion that money or to allocate that money? Let me look at it. I think the chunk of money should go to production because when I use it for production, I can get returns. Oh, it should go to HR. If I'm able to get one qualified person who is having this job dear to his or her heart, the person can able to perform better. So instead of me giving them 5,000 and employ 5 people, let me have only 2. And let's see what will happen. So that the HR will get only 2,000. The production will get 5,000. Accounts. How much should I give to accounts? Let me look at what they've been doing for the organization. So accounts too, I'll give you 3,000 or 2,000. Because if accounts people are not able to perform, I'll not even get my information to comply with rules and regulations. They are supposed to publish their accounts, audited accounts by 31st March. If they are not given anything, how would they work? Allocation of resources. Coordination. We don't have to work in isolation. I'm in accounts department. When I come to office, this is where I sit. I can't go to audit, I can't go to HR. This is what I've been doing all the time. Let us work together as one people so that we'll be able to achieve our target. The cast organizational structure and ɛyɛ say yɛnya structure na ɛnse sɛ yɛde hyɛ baabi a obiara ehu. Yɛwɔ organization no mu pɛ frontage na yɛhu sɛ structure no ɛbɔ hɔ so that yɛbɛhu yɛn reporting lines, yɛbɛhu the roles and responsibilities. Communication is one of the key sources of success in our organization. Without communication, nothing will go on. Without communication, targets cannot be achieved. Let people know why we are doing this. Let them know when and how we are going about this. Let us bring everybody on board so that we can do A, B, C, D. Why are you putting on red dress and not yellow? Because red means this. Let the people know what you are doing. If you keep rules and regulations in your drawer, your staff will not know and they cannot implement it and you cannot do anything to them. Motivation. Whenever you mention motivation, one thing comes into our mind. Money, money, money. Let us put structures in place. The best worker for the month, the person's picture will be at the vertic point. It will encourage other staff also to work very hard. Motivation. A staff has done something very well. During staff day, but you present a citation to the staff. It's also motivation. I've been able to sell this product 10,000 even though my target was 8,000. What can you do so that it will encourage the person to work hard? The person needs to be motivated. So some of the examples of management control may consist of schedules and deadline management. We have given you a work. The work must be done within 5 hours. Your boss will call you. This one, I don't know. Employee training as part of management controls. Performance evaluation. Performance appraisal. Examples of management control. This is the end of part 1 of my presentation. I will pause and ask questions. There are so many things that we have learned. Yaka controls, what have you learned with controls? Then I would say your controls to me adwuma. What should be afamwana? Kakra ya kika then I would say as. Anya bra ya kaka ya hu ya strength, ya weakness, ya opportunity, ya threat. We also talked about organizational structure. We talked about strategic plan, the business plan, types of control, things we do in our everyday life as part of controls. So we better to have a check.
But you say controls here in the year and as near my Ediguaquam said the Abaya, Ebema, Edumano, Acoso.
But
you say Yebeba Eduman Tem, say Yebe recorded near my ye. Na afei nso no yɛbɛhwɛ sɛ yɛbɛte nneɛma a ɛbɛma adwuma no akɔ fam no so nti menda fie
mesanka abiem sɛ there are some strategic documents that will help the organization to put in controls. Ti meka nneɛma tare bi strategic document bi ho asɛm yɛkae biribi saa na yɛkae wɔn. Okay. Pacho, I know
Pacho, you can say your organizational structure, your business plan, and a strategic plan.
Medase. You can say organizational structure and a thing. Let me make the character say me a catechist. Into me can't be before who say you structure na. And so say ya this baby ubia ehu. Ya your organization mu performance wa. Na who say structure na ebo so that yebehu your reporting lines, yebehu the roles and responsibilities until ye can eno eka ho. Then biem na mesanka fa structure no ho yenkai yenko strategic plan eno so meka bribi fa strategic plan ho nti then na meka fa ho. Because then nneɛma na ɛwɔ mu for strategic planner nneɛma bɛn na ɛsɛ sɛ yɛtumi ho wɔ mu
visions and plans
obi sɛ for strategic planner yɛho hwee koraa yɛbɛhu vision yɛbɛhu strategic vision na meka sɛ strategic vision na no yɛ daade muntwa maa no na yɛnkɔ yɛ ne
where the business want to be in life future.
Also, where the business want to be in future. Nti any vision no. If any say yebedu Ebenage. Next 3 years, next 5 years, next 10 years. Okay, me that's it. Apart from vision no, yesanka bibi ka ho biem. Ma no man ya me man betwa mo.
Pacho you can say yebe strategic plan no betimi ama ye ho ye competitors.
Okay. Yeah, can say strategic plan your document be a yebetumi aye competitors analysis. Nti yebehu yan competitors no ewo mu na yetumi dia akeka ye ho na ye. Nti dem biem na ye kan. Ye ka bribi says wo bo adwuma bi din pese say bribi eba wa adwene mu. Den na ye kan. Yan refia na. There can never two examples on so. Yɛka vision. And obi aka sɛ vision ne yɛ baabi a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛdu. Nti dɛn biem pakyɛ ɔfama no ne yɛnkɔ
Yɛka mission nso.
Yɛka mission statement. Nti mission nso dɛn na ɛyɛ? Pakyɛ mɛyi de ayɛ hu o.
Botaeɛ a ɛsi yɛni so.
The purpose of which an organization is established. Nti anytime biara sɛ wɔbɔ yɛn din a ɛsɛ sɛ adwene baako pɛ ɛbɛ nipa tim. Adwene na ɛbɛ nipa tim ne sɛ yɛkɔ Ebenage a yɛbɛnya ayaresa. Saa na ɛsɛ sɛ nkurɔfo hu yɛn nen. Sɛ yɛkyinga that place should be our last result. Yɛsan ba business plan. Business plan meka ase yɛbɛyɛ environmental analysis. Ɛna mesan ka kyerɛ mu sɛ moma yɛnka ade bi anim akyi. Dɛn na meka fa ho?
Yɛka SWO, which is stress, weakness, opportunity, and stress.
Nti yɛka strength, yɛka weakness, yɛka opportunity, ɛna yɛsan ka threat. Sɛ yɛbɛtumi aputi yɛn controls ni yie paa sɛ nneɛma yi ɛsɛ sɛ yɛhu. Nti yɛka sɛ strength no dɛn na ɛyɛ?
Ka sɛ strength. Deɛ nti ɛboa ma wotumi kɔ adwuma ɛne ne strength.
Yɛka sɛ strength ne yɛ nneɛma bi atumi ma wahoɔden na wogyina hɔ prɛko pɛ ɛwɔ adwuma no mu. Nti yɛka sɛ the location of our office ana biribi saa. The workers, the experience, expertise of the workers, and to me my strength. The number of vehicles that we have for delivery, and also my strength. And I yaka weakness, strength any being so in the yaka bebre. Yaka say unity, say staff ni nyina ba no wa adwen pa no wode ye adwuma no na nka bom wo mu nso a and also one strength. Weaknesses, then young weaknesses.
Lateness to work.
Lateness to work. Then be young weakness.
But I say into adwuma so.
Absenteeism. O tifie wo ma adwuma be jacket ya. E ma adwuma kra enko so e weakness. Ehu say nsa ne bebre wa ha. Yɛkɔ fast.
Lack of communication.
Lack of communication. Biribiara hyehyɛ mpanyinfo drawers mu. Yɛnhu da. Communication wa yɛntumi input controls. Yɛntumi achieve yɛn target.
Poor leadership and management.
Poor leadership of management. Management na nkeka wɔ ho. Na wongantumi ankyerɛ yɛ nkwan a ɛsɛ sɛ yɛfa so a adwuma na enye yida yɛtete hɔ saa na ɛgya na ɛbɛyɛ na ayɛ opportunities the guy says strengths and weaknesses in your internal opportunities in your external then your opportunity ma yɛmpa sɛ yɛwɔ herbal medicine industry.
Who can support from?
Amplify your voice. Can it then nkita microphone crowd to make a calm kakra. We Pentecost who fin ya one thing come with it.
One is support from GES.
Also support from government. So we are maybe na bang any where and also it me bua a opportunity kesepa. Say herbal medicine kra oko government hospital and also a be a wo. The patcha wa kan wode no wo. Patcha jo. Nti awareness creation. Esi amobia to herbal medicine ase. Nti dem biem. Yemra threats. Den pa na how yen external factors abesin ne herbal medicine ntumi nko na nim ye. Enkra. Okay, me nti ebre kasa na me share dan ten ne ne. Oye da wo. Yo. Da we there.
Threat ni be na wo kan say ebepem nda yina na eda so ha adwuma no herbal medicine kwan a doctors kra no kafa herbal medicine ho. Say herbal medicine no we use so a ebema wo how bebre be kidney problems, be liver, any the titis and nti ema patient na na say nipa na otie no ewura na adwene mu edi ne dem. Nti nka yare a oyare a ka obetumi enye herbal medicine ama na aboa ma ye etu yare na ase no de ya ka hye na adwene mu enam say professional bi aka hye na adwene mu ntino ontumi enye gidi e wo herbal medicine mu and also ya there a threat to the industry.
I tell you, that's it. Officer, work out in an patch off fast or sunny.
Sɛ na meyɛ da ɛka no at times no ana yɛ visibi calls a obi wɔ bɛfrɛ wo no ɔse mesuro sɛ me doctor say ma me noma biduro nanso so me team odro nka no manya gidi bi sɛ me noma me hotem nanso so no me call hospital no doctor no say sɛ me noma biduro a say na ba mi team ma mesuro ntina me frɛ bisa no nti ɛno nso so ɛka ho bi ɛno no ɛyɛ threat ma yɛn asan sɛ a patient bia ɛwɔ gidi on doctor mu obi a patient bia no na sɛ ayi bɛka no doctor bɛka no ɛna ogidi nti sɛ ɔka sɛ ɛnoma biduro pɛ ɛno da ntrim nti ansa na ɔbɛnom no agye sɛ onya gidie pa o provision sɛ adrowe de sɛ wonom a anya saa pa de a je wate afri na yi hɔ no ne ɛno ano no nti ɛno yɛ threat pa enso so ana bia mo so bɛka wo yɛ herbalist no bebre ɔmo yɛ no ɔmo package no ni ɔmo yɛ no nwonan nti ɛma ohun kra nyɛ encouraging nti ɛno so ɛyɛ ɛkwan afa so a no so yɛ threat ni bia nti obu a ɔno ayɛ anase da gu bɔtɔ no ɔtɔn na ɛnhyɛ nkran nti ni na aka ho.
That's it. Now in the asset register no and also who say columns bebree wɔ hɔ. We have the date of the receipt, we have the item kono good kono say computer, who serial number, who location in the ɛkeka ho nyinaa. Item no koraa ba as I say user department no ɔyɛ technical officer ɔno nso bɛhwɛ no ma technical advice.
Another thread is extinction of plants used as raw materials for manufacturing of herbal medicines.
Wayade hunua. Nti plant materials na ye use no. Anso aba abɛyɛ threat ama yɛn. Ɛnɛ wo kwa galamsey site. Wɔde nru gugu so saa wobɛkɔ no kura ntumi nyɛ adwuma nti abɛyɛ threat. And it's a national issue. Nru ni ade a we decide first na want we decide nka nei me kura bi a me hyɛ ase a me de me pa abɔdwo kakra obedu hɔ no wo so yakobo spray me an mmerima nyinaa machine bobɔbɔ ngachi nti ano nso yɛ threat to the herbal medicine industry. Ti metamase we continue with part 2. Ti ni yakeka ni nyinaa yɛ controls. Make a strategic document, send so yaka. Until we continue with part 2 by internal controls. If you answer by yen topic nankasa. The Committee of Sponsoring Organizations of Trendway Commission, COSU, defines internal control as process affected by an entity's board of directors, management, and other personnel designed to provide reasonable assurance, the achievement of objectives relating to operation, reporting, and compliance. Let me start with the key words. The process affected by the entity's board of directors. The board of directors are those at the top. They take strategic decisions. It is also affected by management. So in any organizational structure or a functional organizational structure, you have a look at board of directors. The next person will be CEO. The next one will be functional heads. Then it will follow like that too. Other staff or other personnel of the organization. So the control is not affected by only board of directors. The controls are there for management. They are also there for other personnel. And it helps to provide reasonable assurance, the achievement of the objective, the compliance. So whatever we are doing within our organization, we have to consider the controls that management has put in place. You have to do that to ensure the achievement of objectives and to ensure compliance with laws and regulations. Adwuma biara wɔ ne mmara. Nti mmara ne ade ne nyinaa wɔ hɔ no. Ɛnyɛ ɔbaako pɛ na ɛsɛ sɛ odi mmara no so. Sɛ yɛhyɛ mmara ɛsɛ sɛ efi soro ba fam obiara tumi di mmara no so. Na mmara no nso a yɛbɛhyɛ no, me say management no nko ara na ɛyɛ one responsibility sɛ wɔde controls ne bɛba. Na management ne de controls ne ba sɛ yɛndi so a, ɛsɛ sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛtumi yɛ den yɛdi so. Nti sɛ wohwɛ definition ne mu a, management internal control consists of policies. Policies on recruitment and replacement of staff, promotion, health and safety, on claims, confidentiality. These are some of the policies that we have. How does the organization recruit people? Are they recruiting only their family members or whoever is qualifying for the organization, for the job? Promotion. Are the organization looking at faces and promotes, or it is based on your performance or additional qualification that you have obtained? So you have to also consider that. Confidentiality. We have competitors. So whatever information that we have cited within the organization, it should be treated confidentially. You don't have to disclose information to anybody. Immediately you do that, you'll be sacked. Confidentiality. You only disclose information when you have been told to do so, and not for your own benefit. Wonkɔka asɛm sɛ mekɔka anaasɛ na adwuma wei wura frɛ me no makɔka biribi ɛsiane sika a menya ahyɛ me kotokum. Na mmom nea wobɛka a ɛde adwuma no nkɔ so. Obi mfrɛ wo sɛ bɛka biribi a nkɔka. Nti controls, policies ne bi a yɛwɔ ɛno ne. Menim me nso mepɛ sɛ mesua ade kakra. Mo adwuma no policies bɛn na ɛwɔ mu saa. Mowɔ policies nkakra nkakra bi a mode bobɔ mo ho ban anaa?
Policy baako a menim sɛ ɛnyɛ kwan sɛ obi hu me salary, amount of money I'm making.
Also, one of your organizational policies is that you don't have to disclose or show your pay slip to any other person. So yes, I will be there. Will be you ready? Nti our policies within our organization. Na din nyinaa your controls ni bi. Na yɛ to procedures. Wo ba adwuma a dan na wo yɛ. In terms of procedures, safeguarding of assets. So what can so be there? Then process no often. When I say who pay bribi we adwuma ni ma process be na often. Procedures, safeguarding and protecting records keeping, complaints lodgement, whistleblowing, administration of medicine. Obi betumi akyerɛkyerɛ me sɛ wokɔ sɛ adwuma no nya biribi te sɛ computer anaa machine bi wɔ adwuma no mu a dan na ɛyɛ amoyɛ.
Nhyehyɛe ahodoɔ ɛwɔ hɔ. Bi te sɛ fɛn sɛ driver yɛnya order ɛna driver offer product from production ɔde akɔma nipa no. Production ɛbɛ recordo the quantity of product driver no wafa odeko na the invoice enso aka ho. Na invoice ye create platform, different platforms. Invoice no wodeko no na wokɔ no so payment arrangement no ni na wo be show platform no so. Nti enno nya de bia ebekɔ sɛ ɛkɔ no so mehu anase yɛkɔ no yankan ni yie ɛfa yɛ no so bibibia every production akɔ the end point sɛ bia nipa no pharmacy or whatever ɛkɔ ne nyinaa no ɔmbɛ recordo ɛde ne invoice ato payment no so ɛba yɛn payment arrangement no ne nyinaa yɛwɔ platforms a ɛno nso wobɛtwa wode ato so nti saa nhyehyɛe wei nyinaa ɛwɔ hɔ a ɛboa ɛma adwuma no ɛkɔ so.
Nti na mebisa sɛ te sɛ na wokan sɛ ɛba sɛ obi ɛmfolo sɛ nhyehyɛe na dɛn na wɔyɛ no?
Sɛ nhyehyɛe wɔ hɔ na sɛ woamfolo a yɛtumi twe wa so.
Yɛtumi twe wa so. That's it. Nti my example bi a meyɛ ne sɛ some of the procedures receipt of assets in the organization. Ansa na wobɛnya te sɛ asset bi te sɛ computer anaa machine bi ɛwɔ wɔ organization mu no. Ɛsɛ sɛ ansa na wo nsa bɛka no koraa no na waybill edi akyi. Na wahu sɛ ade no a wɔtwerɛ wo waybill no so no. Ɛno ara ne the same thing a adekode no yɛ. Na ɛto so yɛ bien, ɛsɛ sɛ wonya purchase order. Purchase order ne yɛ document a ɛkyerɛ wo ade ne bo. The specification of the items. Nti sɛ wotumi nyinya sɛ nneɛma na sɛ wohu ade na wabɛhu sɛ machine ɛbɛyɛ 2020 model na ɛbae. Na LPO no so nso ngatwerɛ ɔbɛyɛ 2015 model ɛboa. Sɛ wonya sɛ nneɛma ne nyinaa wie a ɛnyɛ sɛ ebi wɔ hɔ a wɔde kɔsii hɔ na wakɔ akɔfa. Ɛsɛ sɛ wo a wɔde ade ne brɛ no wotwerɛ requisition. Na requisition no nso wotwerɛ wɔ it will be approved by the appropriate officer. Na appropriate officer na approve sɛ wobɛtumi release adekode no wɔde ama wo. Ɛnso hɔ ayɛ. There is a need to keep an asset register to keep track of the assets. Nti ɛno nso wobɛyɛ asset register. Estate unit na ɛbɛ maintain asset register. Na in the asset register no, ɛno nso wobɛhu sɛ columns bebree wɔ hɔ. We have the date of the receipt. We have the item kono good kono sɛ computer. Wobɛhu serial number. Wobɛhu location. Ne nea ɛkeka ho nyinaa. Item no koraa ba ɛsɛ sɛ user department no ɔyɛ technical officer. Ɔno nso bɛhwɛ. Na ɔma technical advice. Because me yɛ auditor. Menyɛ IT da. Nti sɛ machine aba a mentumi nkɔgyina hɔ sɛ me expertise ebedu hɔ. Obi a wayɛ IT no nimdeɛ ɛwɔ soro sen me de. Nti ɛsɛ sɛ onipa saa no